ever-present one, the very talented Derek Hubble. Good to be with you this afternoon. We have temperatures in the low 80s, headed up to the mid to high 80s today. And you see a shot of us here in the booth, and hopefully Hubble and I will not break the camera. But Worthy Road Studios, Paul Schultz and the gang are here today. We're going to tell you more about them in just a matter of moments. You're watching and listening to the game today on Wildcat Vision at BethelAthletics.com, and also the BallGame Blitz, courtesy of Worthy Road Studios. And you'll see the replay of the game beginning tonight, too, on Worthy Road Studios on their YouTube channel. So be sure and stay tuned for that. We'll tell you more about that. We have Summer here and Paul and the entire gang here that we work with on a weekly basis at Trinity Christian Academy. They do Sacred Heart, Trinity Christian Academy, Trenton Peabody, Jackson Christian, along with Bethel now, Freed Hardeman, and Union University telecast and broadcast of all those exciting contests. And great to have them as our special guest today, and great to be working with them here at Wildcat Stadium. Kickoff coming up here in about, in about 30 minutes. But the Cats coming in at 3-2, 0-1 in the Mid-South Conference. They're coming off a tough road loss. We'll tell you more about that in just a matter of moments. They fell 47-15 at the University of Cumberland up in Williamsburg, up in the mountains of Kentucky last week. The Tigers come in undefeated at 4-0 and 1-0 in league play. They beat U-Pike 52-14 in Georgetown. They have a tough schedule. The Tigers, I talked to Bill Cronin, the legendary coach, a moment ago. We'll tell you more about Bill in just a matter of moments. He and Michael Jasper matching wits today. But Bill telling me that they had maybe a little softer schedule in the beginning, but not so much now with Bethel today and Lindsey Wilson on the road next week. This is the 15th meeting between the two programs. The Tigers hold a commanding 12-2 advantage in the series. Bethel's last win came on this very field 3 years ago, 2018, the year of Brent Dearman, when the Cats upset the Tigers as they came in. Bethel was picked to finish fourth in the Mid-South Bluegrass division. Georgetown was picked second in the division, and they've been a perennial power. I've always said about Georgetown that they are the Yankees of the Mid-South Conference throughout the year. It will be the 472nd game played in program history, with Bethel's record at 180, 283, and 8. And we're glad to have you aboard. Gates open up here about 10:30 this morning. A nice crowd coming in here to watch the game today as the Cats and the Tigers will tangle up here at Wildcat Stadium. Let's take a 2-minute break. This is the countdown to kickoff. We'll come back, and we'll tell you more about the Tigers of Georgetown and your Cats of Bethel. And again, watching on Wildcat Vision at BethelAthletics.com and watching through the BallGame Blitz provided by Worthy Road Studios. And we'll tell you about our friends at Worthy Road when we come back. This is a 2-minute break. We'll come back with more after this as you get ready to listen and watch on 100.9 with Tom Yarborough, the greatest producer and director I've ever worked on the radio side. Paul probably has that honor on the TV side. But, well, we've had a great time with Paul as Hubble's turning the air down back here in the booth. It's going to be quite warm here today. Wear short sleeves if you're making your way to Wildcat Stadium. Let's take that 2-minute break. We'll tell you about the Tigers, undefeated on the year, averaging 46 points a game. Coming in against the Cats, 3-2, and the Cats averaging 30. Should be a high-scoring game. We're back after this 2-minute message on the Bethel Wildcat Football Network.
Are you always on the go trying to cram a job, picking up the kids, and all of your other errands into an 8-hour day? Carroll Bank & Trust is proud to offer mobile banking that allows you to bank on the go and make banking convenient for you. The mobile app allows you to check your balance, transfer money, all from the palm of your hand, 24/7. How's that for convenient? At Carroll Bank & Trust, we're proud to offer banking options that fit into your busy schedule. Carroll Bank & Trust, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Always online at carrollbank.com.
We're proud to call Huntington one of our new hometowns. Now serving Huntington and all of Carroll County, Hometown Health Clinic is open on the Court Square, featuring family practice, internal medicine, pediatrics, mental health, a Suboxone program, and convenient care. Hometown Health Clinic, staffed with folks you know, caring for families just like yours. On the Court Square in Huntington and online at hometownclinics.com.
Coming or going, the first move should take you to Taylor Real Estate and Auction on East Main in Huntington. With Taylor Real Estate and Auction, knowing where to begin is the key to real estate satisfaction, and no one does it better than Taylor Real Estate and Auction. Their hours are Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, and appointments can be made for other days and times. So whether you're in the market for real estate or looking for an auction company, call 986-8578. Knowledge is power. Taylor Real Estate and Auction.
Projects big or small? Do you really need to call? Yes. Always call 811 before you start any digging projects. Put 811 at the top of your to-do list. 811 will contact your underground utilities to have your lines marked. Then you know where it's safe to dig. When you gamble with safety, you bet your life. Call 811 before you dig. Safety is our top priority. Thanks for trusting the West Tennessee Public Utility District.
Welcome back to Wildcat Stadium this Sunsplash Day, this Saturday here in West Tennessee, folks. The game officials down at midfield. You get a good look at them here with Paul Schultz in the game. Let's remind you that Paul Schultz in the game, Worthy Road Studios again. We want to give these folks a lot of credit today for helping us out. Today, Paul is the executive producer of our telecast. It's directed by the lovely Summer Sturgis. She's much better looking than the rest of us. Cameras, the main camera will be Billy Boland today. The sideline will be Eli Gerard. Additional cameras will be Summer and Paul as well. And the replay operator will have a replay for you today as well. Get a great shot of the cheerleaders there. There's the Tigers warming up down in the north end zone. Christopher Reeses will be in charge of our replay today, along with Summer helping us out as well. The officials down at midfield, the referee will be Alonzo Baxter. The umpire is Lauren Frazier. The head linesman is Terry Turner. The line judge is Brian Hudson. The side judge is Brian Caroline. The field judge is Alan Russell. And the back judge is James Bradford. We'll tell you more about those guys as the game progresses. Looking at the standings in the Bluegrass Division, both of these teams, we mentioned the Cats were picked in the division fourth. The Tigers were picked second. Lindsey Wilson, the defending national champion, they should have been picked number one, and they were. But looking at the Bluegrass Division today, going in here to this game today, Cumberland's Kentucky is at 1-0. Georgetown 1-0. Lindsey Wilson's 1-0. Thomas More 1-0. Bethel, Pikeville, Cumberland, Tennessee, and Campbellsville all at 0-1. Overall records, Cumberland's and Georgetown, along with Lindsey Wilson, 4-0. Thomas More 2-2, Bethel 3-2, Pikeville 2-2, 1-3 is Cumberland, Tennessee, and 0-3 is Campbellsville. Other action around the league today: Point is at number 20, Faulkner. Bluefield is at number 12, Reinhardt. They moved back up a slot after being beaten here earlier in the year. Number 6, Kaiser is at Kentucky Christian. They're up in Grayson. You see the crowd, a late arriving crowd here today for the game. Warner will be at Florida Memorial. Receiving votes is St. Thomas. They're at Weber International. Pikeville's at Campbellsville. St. Andrews is at Union. Lindsey Wilson, number 1 in the country, should have no problems at Thomas More, although Thomas More has been playing better. They're 1-0 and 2-2 overall. And number 21, Cumberland's Kentucky, the Battle of the Cumberlands today. They're over in Lebanon at Cumberland University. And Ave Maria is at Southeastern, the All-Florida battle there. We told you about the Cats last week. They lost 47-14. They had things going for a while. They only trailed 14-9 midway of the third quarter, and then the bottom dropped out. You'll hear Coach Jasper in a few minutes talk about the turnovers was the Cats' undoing. Meanwhile, the Tigers, they had no problems at home. They scored 3 defensive touchdowns. They had 6 interceptions, helping to break the Bears, and they started their divisional play last week. The Tigers did 52-14. Michael Jasper, in his third year, the former great player here at Bethel, played in the pros for a while, and of course was an assistant coach here with a couple of other coaches. He's 14-14 coming in today. And by the way, happy birthday to Coach Jasper. Celebrated a birthday just yesterday. Meanwhile, the legendary Bill Cronin in his 25th season as head coach of the Tigers. He's won 2 national titles in Georgetown, 4 national championship appearances, 14 conference titles, and 17 national tournament appearances. Cronin was inducted in the NAI Hall of Fame back in 2019. One of my good friends, Bill, and I go back a long way from my Lambeth days. Think the world of him. Both players have had some success with Players of the Week. Vontae Bates, remember, he was the Defensive Player of the Week 3 weeks ago for Bethel. Nolan Chaubey, the fine quarterback, was the offensive player. Meanwhile, Zion Bethel was named the NAI Football Defensive Player of the Week last week for the league, and then a couple of days later, the national office in Kansas City declared that he was the National Defensive Player of the Week as well. It will be the first matchup here since 2018. Remember that game when Georgetown rolled in here and Brent Durbin was the head coach, and the Tigers took care of them. The Cats took care of the Tigers that day, and one of the great wins, that was that undefeated regular season before Baker came in the first round of the playoffs that year. And Bethel turned the ball over 6 times and lost the ball game unexpectedly that day. 6 Mid-South Conference teams we mentioned a moment ago in the NAI coaches poll. Lindsey Wilson, number 1. Kaiser, 6. Georgetown, 8. Reinhardt, as we said, moved up the spot to number 12. Faulkner jumped into the poll at number 20. They've been receiving votes just about all year. Cumberland's number 20, while Cumberland's, by the virtue of their impressive win of Bethel, moved to number 21 as well. We look at the teams on paper. We're going to take a break and then come back and hear from Coach Jasper in a moment. But the Cats averaging 30 points a game offensively, yielding 33. Bethel averaging 171 yards on the ground, 309 in the air. They're averaging 480 yards per game in total offense. Bethel 220 and 4. They're yielding on the ground, 165 and 8 in passing, 386.2 in total offense that they're yielding coming in this game today. The Tigers, very impressive. Georgetown has not given up a rushing touchdown all year. They're averaging 135.3 in the ground. Normally, it's a little bit more even Steven with them, but this year they're averaging 283 yards in the air, 418 yards in total offense. The Tigers rolling in here today to Wildcat Stadium. Listen to this stat. Georgetown's only yielding 46 yards per game on the ground. They've not yielded a rushing touchdown all year. They are averaging a little suspect in the air. Teams have averaged 281 yards on them in the air this season. Georgetown's averaging 3.4 rushing per game. Their opponent's averaging 3.6. Bethel, 38% in third down conversions. The opponent's averaging 37. Georgetown's been excellent on third down conversion, 52%, and they're yielding just 31 to their opponents on third down conversion. Let's take another 2-minute break, about 20 minutes before we kick this thing off. We're going to come back, and you'll hear from the head coach, Michael Jasper. It's coming up here from the press box right after this 2-minute message with Worthy Road Studios, Wildcat Vision, 100.9. We got it covered for you today, folks. We're back right after this on the Bethel.
The Johnsonville TVA Credit Union wants to finance your next car loan. Come in and get pre-approved before you go car shopping. Come by any branch, and Johnsonville TVA Credit Union will help with payments to fit your budget. Is your rate too high somewhere else? Bring it to Johnsonville TVA Credit Union and lock in a low rate. 4 locations to serve you: Camden, Huntingdon, New Johnsonville, and Cumberland City. Johnsonville TVA Employees Credit Union, your lender of choice when it comes to borrowing money. Member eligibility and loan approval required and federally insured by the NCUA.
If you're looking to purchase or refinance a home, or maybe you need a home equity line of credit, call the folks at Holly Credit Union and talk to one of their experienced loan officers. At Holly Credit Union, their goal is to provide members with low-cost, high-quality financial services in a friendly, personal environment. So call them today at 644-9031 to schedule an appointment to discuss your home loan situation. That's Holly Credit Union.
Deposit insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Visit Holly Credit Union of Paris.
Are you always on the go trying to cram a job, picking up the kids, and all of your other errands into an 8-hour day? Carroll Bank & Trust is proud to offer mobile banking that allows you to bank on the go and make banking convenient for you. The mobile app allows you to check your balance, transfer money, all from the palm of your hand, 24/7. How's that for convenient? At Carroll Bank & Trust, we're proud to offer banking options that fit into your busy schedule. Carroll Bank & Trust, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC. Always online at carrollbank.com.
We're proud to call Huntington one of our new hometowns. Now serving Huntington and all of Carroll County, Hometown Health Clinic is open on the Court Square, featuring family practice, internal medicine, pediatrics, mental health, a Suboxone program, and convenient care. Hometown Health Clinic, staffed with folks you know, caring for families just like yours. On the Court Square in Huntington and online at hometownclinics.com.
How much we're down on the field before the ball game here with our head coach, Coach Michael Jasper, one of my favorites. And Mike, first of all, before we talk football, let's wish you a belated happy birthday. 29 again yesterday.
Yes, sir, man. I'll go with that number right there.
I met you back when I was at Lambeth before I came to Bethel. You were a player here, great player. Matt Swain told me all about you, and I thought, boy, that guy can play. And here you are, you great career here, and a great career at some other colleges, in the pros, and now the head coach with a family. I'm telling you, life's been good to you, hasn't it?
I'm extremely blessed, and I tell you what, it's very special, and I'm excited, as always, to be here at Bethel University.
Come off the road, a tough road loss, played really well for a while, and then sort of the bottom sort of dropped out in the second half a little bit, didn't it?
Absolutely. Cumberland's, my hat's off to them. They executed a lot better than we did, but once again, the turnovers killed us, and I feel like if we can minimize turnovers, we have the number 1 team in the conference.
You're right, and I look back all my years I broadcast, and not that you've forgot more about football than I know, but mood changers, turnovers can just crunch you, can't they?
Absolutely. They're drive killers, and, the big mo is what you hear coaches talk about. And when you turn the ball over and give them great field position, I mean, if you look at the stats, we beat them in every statistical category, but when they got excellent field position and the momentum, it's hard to overcome.
And let's face it, Lindsey Wilson seems to be, obviously they're number 1 in the country. They're sort of above all the rest of us. That doesn't mean that some of us can't catch them or play right with them. But after that, it pretty well is equal I mean, you can win on the road, lose on the road, win at home, lose at home, but it's a pretty sound league from top to bottom, and those kind of things make the difference, don't they?
Absolutely, and like I've always said, the Bluegrass division of the Mid-South is like being in the SEC.
Absolutely.
Now, obviously, the only difference is Alabama tends to switch up from year to year, and right now that's Lindsey Wilson. So, I mean, I'm focused on this week, but I'd be lying if I didn't say I'm always kind of checking in on Coach Oliver and what they got going over there in Kentucky. But like you said, the competition is so stout from team to team. Any week you can win a big game or you can lose a big game, as it's shown so far this season.
Certainly the case. I was out. I sort of hide up here sometimes when you're practicing. I don't like to be a distraction, but need to start coming down the field with you a little bit more during the week. But I watched 2 or 3 practices this week. Looked like it was very spirited. Looked like good, crisp practices. Your thoughts about this week?
Absolutely. The guys, I had to actually calm them down a little bit, tell them to relax. These guys understand, and we got a lot of older talent and some great young guys who have bought in and understand the standard here at Bethel University. And after that loss, we were a little tight in practice, so I had to, liven practice up a little bit, let them know that, hey, we got another opportunity against another great opponent, and we just got to come out and do what we know we can do, and we'll be fine.
Doesn't matter if you win or lose. You got to put it behind you, don't you?
Yes, sir. You got to turn the page.
All right, you take on the old Sage, a guy that I have great respect for. I know you do, too, dating back to all the years I was at LU and then here. He's probably worth a touchdown himself. Not that you're not, but, Bill Cronin is a legendary Hall of Famer, and I know you really look forward to coaching against him and his teams, don't you?
Absolutely. I enjoy the conversation before and after the game, and I enjoy the game because I grow as a coach every time I speak to the guy. He's a legend and somebody I have high admiration and respect for, and actually consider him one of my mentors. So it's always a little nerve-wracking going against him because of his record, but I feel like our guys are ready for the test today.
Mike, I don't know if this week with my Yankees getting knocked out if he would agree with this analogy, but Georgetown to me has always been sort of the Yankees of the league.
Oh, absolutely. They are the Yankees. They're storied tradition and history, but at the same time, they're loaded, but they're just disciplined. And I think our team is very much more talented than they are, but if we can stay disciplined, I think we can have a shot against them.
Very seldom do they beat themselves. Yeah. Look like they do the same things every year, too. I mean, you know what they're going to do, but they just execute, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Coach Cronin's been coaching since the days of Moses, so, I mean, he doesn't switch up. It ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, that's one thing I respect about him. He sticks to his guns, and year in and year out, he gets those guys to buy into that tight double wing look of a system, but they sling the ball around offensively. So I guess that kind of gets those Kentucky triple wing and double wing, triple option teams to buy into them because they get more passing routes. But they come in, they buy in, and they execute year in and year out.
Jenny, only the SID, make sure you tell that Bill when he gets back home that Mike said he was with Moses coaching back in those days. You're right about offensively. I mean, it looks like stat-wise they're maybe looking at the air a little bit more this year than they have in the past. Is that true?
Absolutely. Their wing backs aren't your typical double wing like Reinhardt, where they're big, physical running back types or fullbacks. Their wing backs are actually receivers, and they just get into a tight formation. So rather than treating it like double wing, we treat it like a tight spread look, and they get out. They run a lot of routes. When you see that motion back, you see Coach Alexander back in the day at Cumberland, when they'd hit that deep orbit motion, you figure downhill run. That doesn't happen with these guys. They're going to throw it around.
They get a lot of yards after the pass is first completed, too. They rely on that a lot. Looking at them defensively, I know you've told the kids this. They haven't allowed a rushing touchdown all year, to my knowledge.
No, sir, yeah. And you know our MO, we like to pound the rock, so it's going to be a great challenge for us. They got a talented defensive front, number 54 and linebacker, 57 and linebacker, number 3 at their boundary end. He is a talented young man, somebody that I've kind of started to mentor a little bit that I think may have a shot of playing the next level. So keep your eyes out for him, but we're not going to shy away from it, and we're going to try to put that first rushing touchdown on him.
For the folks listening, coming into 99th, an awfully good player leads them in sacks. They had the National Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year in the backfield. Yeah, excuse me, in the defensive scheme of things.
Absolutely, that's number 3 I was talking about. The kid is hungry and
named Bethel, by the way.
Yeah, he is, right? So I think he went to the wrong school, but I digress. But he's a great player, and I think our guys are up for the challenge, and they're pretty jazzed up to play against them.
Let's sum it up, Mike. Great interview. Let's sum it up with, I know protecting football is the first priority. What are the other things offensively you have to do, and then on the defensive side, what do we have to do to stay at home and beat them?
Absolutely. We got to dominate the line of scrimmage on the offensive side of the ball, and then defensively we've got to be disciplined and sound in those motions and things things like I was talking about earlier and matching these route concepts. If we can do that, I think we'll be just fine today.
Good luck to you, Coach. Good to be home, and again, happy birthday. Be a nice present, wouldn't it?
Yes, sir. Be a great present. I appreciate you.
That's Michael Jasper back after this 2-minute message as we count it down on the countdown to kickoff here on the Bethel Football Network.
Coming or going, the first move should take you to Taylor Real Estate and Auction on East Main in Huntingdon. With Taylor Real Estate and Auction, knowing where to begin is the key to real estate satisfaction, and no one does it better than Taylor Real Estate and Auction. Their hours are Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, and appointments can be made for other days and times. So whether you're in the market for real estate or looking for an auction company, call 986-8578. Knowledge is power. Taylor Real Estate and Auction.
Projects big or small? Do you really need to call? Yes. Always call 811 before you start any digging projects. Put 811 at the top of your to-do list. 811 will contact your underground utilities to have your lines marked. Then you know where it's safe to dig. When you gamble with safety, you bet your life. Call 811 before you dig. Safety is our top priority. Thanks for trusting the West Tennessee Public Utility District.
The Johnsonville TVA Credit Union wants to finance your next car loan. Come in and get pre-approved before you go car shopping. Come by any branch and Johnsonville TVA Credit Union will help with payments to fit your budget. Is your rate too high somewhere else? Bring it to Johnsonville TVA Credit Union and lock in a low rate. 4 locations to serve you: Camden, Huntingdon, New Johnsonville, and Cumberland City. Johnsonville TVA Employees Credit Union, your lender of choice when it comes to borrowing money. Member eligibility and loan approval required and federally insured by the NCUA.
If you're looking to purchase or refinance a home, or maybe you need a home equity line of credit, call the folks at Holly Credit Union and talk to one of their experienced loan officers. At Holly Credit Union, their goal is to provide members with low-cost, high-quality financial services in a friendly, personal environment. So call them today at 644-9031 to schedule an appointment to discuss your home loan situation. That's Holly Credit Union.
Deposit insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Visit Holly Credit Union of Paris.
We're back at Wildcat Stadium, folks. Welcome back to another Saturday of football. The Cats on the road next week. They'll be at Pikeville. We'll not be making that trip, but we'll tell you how you can watch the game and listen to it with our good friends up in U-Pike. The Bears up in the Hatfields McCoys. They were up in Williamsburg last week, up in with Pikeville next week, so that's always an interesting place to go and play. We'll not make that trip as we'll be back here working. I think we have soccer that day as well. We actually have soccer here today, so if you're coming out for football, that's great. But coming up at 4:30, the Lady Cats will take on University of Cumberland out of Williamsburg. Lady Cats need a win. They've dropped 4 in a row, and they'll play today at 4:30. Then tonight at 7 o'clock, it will be Coach JJ and Elaine Jarju, is what I'm trying to say, is the Cats will take on Cumberland, and we'll have a long day with our SID crew that day. But we'll be all right, and we look forward to both of them winning later today. The Cats coming in, as we said, 3-2. A couple of side notes for you as we watch things on the field here, as we get ready for the national anthem and invocation coming up here in just a matter of a moment. We remind you that Deontay Tate has slowly but surely just been able to sneak up on that rushing leaderboard. He's number 4 in all-time career rushing yards here. No one will ever catch Adrian Smith, 5,275. I know records are made to be broken, but I don't think anyone will ever touch that. Terrence Bell, 3,982. Kadarius Mann, C-Man, 3,862. And Tate comes in today, 28-26, 4th in all-time leading rushing. Let's take another 2-minute break. We'll come back right after this. Stay with us, everybody, on the Wildcat Football Network.
Are you always on the go trying to cram a job, picking up the kids, and all of your other errands into an 8-hour day? Carroll Bank & Trust is proud to offer mobile banking that allows you to bank on the go and make banking convenient for you. The mobile app allows you to check your balance, transfer money, all from the palm of your hand, 24/7. How's that for convenient? At Carroll Bank & Trust, we're proud to offer banking options that fit into your busy schedule. Carroll Bank & Trust, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC. Always online at carrollbank.com.
We're proud to call Huntington one of our new hometowns. Now serving Huntington and all of Carroll County, Hometown Health Clinic is open on the Court Square, featuring family practice, internal medicine, pediatrics, mental health, a Suboxone program, and convenient care. Hometown Health Clinic, staffed with folks you know, caring for families just like yours. on the Court Square in Huntington and online at hometownclinics.com.
Coming or going, the first move should take you to Taylor Real Estate and Auction on East Main in Huntington. With Taylor Real Estate and Auction, knowing where to begin is the key to real estate satisfaction, and no one does it better than Taylor Real Estate and Auction. Their hours are Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, and appointments can be made for other days and times. So whether you're in the market for real estate or looking for an auction company, call 986-8578. Knowledge is power. Taylor Real Estate and Auction.
Projects big or small? Do you really need to call? Yes. Always call 811 before you start any digging projects. Put 811 at the top of your to-do list. 811 will contact your underground utilities to have your lines marked. Then you know where it's safe to dig. When you gamble with safety, you bet your life. Call 811 before you dig. Safety is our top priority. Thanks for trusting the West Tennessee Public Utility District.
We're back. A late arriving crowd as you saw a great shot of the cheerleaders, Worthy Road Studios, and Paul Schultz and the gang. Summer and all the camera guys. We'll tell you more about them in just a matter of moments. You can watch this game today at BethelAthletics.com, at Wildcat Vision, at the BallGame Blitz site. And you can also watch the BallGame Blitz Facebook. It's 83 degrees, by the way, Braden Nanny tells me. And then you can watch it again tonight at Worthy Road Studios on their YouTube channel. So be sure and make sure you do that. By the way, Worthy Roads, we mentioned earlier, not only with Bethel today, but they do Freed-Hardeman and Union University broadcast. They do Jackson Christian Academy, Sacred Heart, and Trenton Peabody, the Golden Tide. And they also do Trinity Christian, a group that I've been with for about 15 years. So we look forward to being back. We had a rare night off last night, but back in the saddle next week as they travel to USJ. We mentioned a moment ago Tate being the fourth all-time leading rusher here. Another note that we looked up, Devious Chrismon, 4 interceptions of the year, had one. He's had now one in 3 straight games, but he's moved up. Only Derek Hubble would know this stat, but he is fourth now, tied for fourth with all-time leading picks. He has 11, and he's actually tied for third. You look back, and Hubble will remember some of these names. Braden probably will not, and I know Austin wouldn't, although he was a great track star here, or cross-country star. Skinner 13, that's Skinner with 13, Stoney Burns with 13, and then Kareem Derrickson also had 11. The guy that has more than anyone in the history of Bethel defense is Hunter Pinkston. Hubble will remember him. He had 16. So slowly but surely you look at a couple of stats that have moved up here. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. Well, first of all, start with the offense of the Georgetown Tigers, and that's provided by our good and lovely buddy Jenny Elder, the SID there, one of my favorites. The wide receiver is Jeremy Adams. Another wide receiver is number 9, Jake Johnson. Right tackle is Max Steele, 6'3", 286. The right guard is Bronson Thomas, 6'2", 260, the junior. Blake Gossett, the center, 6'2", 258, the sophomore. Meanwhile, the left guard is Boot Ella. Isn't that a great football name, folks, Boot? He's a 6'2", 291 senior. The left tackle is Joe Eckler. You see the captains making their way out to come out to midfield. Those captains for the Cats will be Deontay Tate, the guy we just talked about. Cole Lyles, a long-time offensive lineman. And also, we mentioned Chrismon. And we talked about Tate and Chrismon just a moment ago, didn't we? But anyway, getting back to Georgetown's depth chart, Joe Eckler, the left tackle. Meanwhile, the Brandon Burgess is the quarterback, 6'5", 230, the senior. Isaiah Cobb is the running back, 6'2", 215. We'll give you particulars about those guys in a moment. The left wing back, they run that double wing set. 5'11", 195, the senior Darius Barber. And Aaron Maggart, 5'10", 180, the senior. The Cats, you saw them just a moment ago, they'll wear today the purple breeches, the black jerseys, the white helmets, and the white numbers. Georgetown always in that orange, black, and white. Very storied program through the years. Coach Cronin, 25th year. Mike in his 4th year here. You see the Tigers coming out. We'll acknowledge their captains in just a matter of moments. I do want to say again, a big hello to Jenny Elder, our lovely friend up there. Like Diamond Dave, a fellow Cat fan of UK. I'm glad to be here today and proud to be the voice of the Cats. But if there was any other place I'd like to be, maybe other than here, it would be Keeneland last night and Kroger Field tonight with the Cats and the LSU Tigers. The captains for the Georgetown Tigers, DJ White, linebacker, also will be Xander Rosbach. The other captain will be Jake Johnson, wide receiver. We talked about him a moment ago. And number 39 will be J.C. Chagag, a freshman wide receiver from God's country there in Lexington. Let's go down on the field, and the head referee today, the white hat, will be one Alonzo Baxter. Georgetown has won the toss, and they have deferred. So they'll be kicking, and the Cats will have the ball to start offensively. And we're joined by Dr. Brad Chappell, the Senior Associate Athletic Director here at Bethel. He's been down on the field, taking care of all of his duties. And the Cats will receive this football, and they'll be moving left to right on your radio dial or on your screen here. The Cats averaging 30 points a game, yielding 33, 170 in the air, 309, or excuse me, 170 rushing and 309 in the air. Brad Chappell joins us, and Brad, I haven't broken this stat out to you yet. Cats will have it to begin this game. Georgetown has not yielded a rushing touchdown all year. They play 4 games. And they are averaging yielding only 47 yards to their opponent on the ground per game.
Wow, that's a pretty impressive stat. You know, I've been doing a little research on Georgetown this week, and I mean, that's how they're going to beat you. It's kind of like wrestling with an anaconda. They're going to smother you and, you know, just continue to constrict, running lanes and hassle the quarterback, and just, you know, they'll be very fundamental and disciplined on both sides of the ball, and they're going to make you beat them. They're not going to beat themselves. You know, Bill Cronin's been doing it for a long time, very successfully. He's got his formula for success, and the defense is certainly a big part of that aspect.
See one of the managers hand Mike Jasper the headset, and the Cats getting ready to go on offense. You see the purple flags out there, and there's a great shot by Worthy Road Studios. Paul and Summer in the game. They do a wonderful job. We'll talk about them quite a bit today because we appreciate them being here, and a big league production by this group, no doubt, Brad. But Big Mike comes out. Happy birthday to Coach Jasper. Belated 1 day late on that, but I told him he was like he only made about 29 again.
He's going to have to get us a piece of cake. I didn't even get a piece of cake yesterday.
Yeah, he did a great job in that pregame interview. Well, Brad, you've done some study on the game. Your thoughts, what do the Cats have to do to pull off the second consecutive upset? They beat Reinhardt when they were 6 here a couple of weeks ago. What do they have to do to beat number 8 today?
Well, the big thing for me, and this is week to week, but particularly against an opponent like this, is you have to be disciplined and know your assignments and focus on your assignments. On the offensive side of the ball, you know, every defense has weaknesses, and if it's a good defense and a well-coached defense, they understand what their weaknesses are, and they're going to funnel you away from what their weaknesses may be. So I know from talking to our coaches, talking to our kids, we've identified what we feel like are some weaknesses on their defensive side of the ball. We feel like we can exploit. So I think we've worked all week to do that. On the defensive side of the ball, they're going to be very fundamentally sound. They're going to run the same thing that they've run every year for, I guess, how long's Bill been there? 25 years.
Yep.
And again, they're just going to make you play discipline, and if you don't, you're going to lose.
Edwards gets the touchback as he knocked it in the end zone. He is not their place kicker when it comes to field goals. Jeremy Adams is the guy. He's 25 of 25 on PAT. He's 3 of 6 in field goals. But that time, the Shelbyville, Kentucky native, Joshua Edwards, and very wisely, it was Malone back there along with the Cats' James Dixon, both very dangerous. Georgetown kicked it away, and they didn't have a chance to return it. So the Cats will set up shop at the 25-yard line, 1st and 10. We mentioned the Cats' left tackle, Abercrombie. The left guard, Lyles. Center, McCoy. Right guard, Morales. Right tackle, Ford. The X-receiver is Aristill. The tight end is Quashon Ford. Wide receiver, Burris. Z receiver, Dixon. Running back, Tate. Quarterback, Chaubey. We'll tell you more about their numbers in a minute. Chaubey in the shotgun hands it off. Tate will rush that ball forward for about 5 yards and get almost 6. Let's give him 5. 2nd down and 5 at the 30. So Mike, knowing this team doesn't give up a lot of yards to the ground, attacks their strength.
I like it. You know, I like the play call. It's going to be tough sledding all day on the ground, but, I mean, that's what you prepare for. That's why you get in the weight room all summer, all winter, and get ready to get those tough kind of yards against a team like
Triples
this.
here to the near side of the field. Hand off Tate again. Tate looking for something, doesn't find anything, maybe a yard. He's pushed back at the 31. A host of Tigers there. Defensively, Rosbag, Roan, Osmo, and Bolton, the front line. Mike, linebacker, Stanford, Holleran, and White, the other linebackers. Bethel, defensive back, National Player of the Week this past week. So the Cats will be faced with a 3rd down and about 4 from their 31-yard line. The Cats on 3rd down conversions this year, Brad, 38%. Georgetown coming in at 52. They have an edge there.
We'll have to be better today.
Yep. We'll play fake. Chalbe looks over the middle, looks, and throws. Caught. And that's Dick Noyes. Dropped it. Boy, he had it momentarily. They had 4 defenders covering the 2 Bethel receivers. And Brad, maybe, I'm not sure if someone ran the wrong pattern, but we had 2 right there in the vicinity. And I think Dixon would tell you that he probably should have called the ball incomplete.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I saw. I saw the guy. He did catch the ball. It was a good pass by Chalbe. We had good protection. He put it right in his chest. The defender punched it out right at the very last instant.
Caleb Hall, helping our stat crew out, number 39, averaging 39 yards per punt. He'll get it away from about his 20, Brad, and he knocks it out of there. High, not real long. Going back to get the fair catch at the 30-yard line will be Barber, the young man from E-Town, from Elizabethtown. Elizabethtown, like Brownsville, getting a big Ford plant, bringing a lot of jobs into that area. I know they're happy in Hardin County about that. They'll set it down at the 30, where are they going to set it, Brad? At 31-yard line. So the Tigers will have a chance to draw first blood. Well, Brad, 3 up, 3 down, but the defense called upon now to set the tone on their side of the ball.
Right. The thing that I like to think about, you don't ever call one play. Play calling's an art, and you're calling this play, obviously hope it's for it to succeed. He's about to snap, I'm sorry.
4 down linemen, and they have those wings left and right. They'll pitch it, looking for something there to open up, and it's going to be a Cobb. Cobb will run the ball across the 35 and get about 5 yards up to about the 36. Cobb coming in, 4 touchdowns, 170 yards rushing, Brad, and that's what they do. They use that wing back to block and the receiver to block, and he gets good yardage.
Right, and that was a well-executed play offensively. We can't give up 6 yards on every play, and we just gave up contain right there.
4 down linemen, Hamilton, Gentry, King, and Hamer. Linebackers, Griffin, leading tackler. Frank, second leading tackler. And the rover is Vontae Bates. We'll get the other guys in there for you in a moment. In that gun again is the quarterback, Burgess. Burgess drops, throws out here in the flat. It's caught at the 40-yard line for the first down, and Cobb up to about the 45. Push back there. And, again, we echo to Brad what we talked about this week in our office and what we talked about to Mike early in the pregame interview. You know what they're going to do. They run the same offense, but they just do it well. They execute.
They're going to dink and dunk, and they're going to get you out of position. They're going to run plays that aren't complex, and they're going to, again, it's not a single play they're calling. They're executing an entire strategy.
Just short of the 45, Burgess will set up shop there. It's in 2 receivers far side right, wing here to the left. 1 back there in the pistol. Back behind him, a new running back. Burgess drops. Good coverage downfield, and he gets the man wide open and overshoots it. Boy, he had the receiver. He's upset with himself. Pass intended upfield or downfield in this time to Cade Mullins and missed him.
It's an excellent example of what we need to do. If he sat back there and was able to set his feet and throw that ball, he's going to hit him right in the middle of the numbers. But we were able to get him off his spot, and it affected his accuracy just a little bit.
Burgess, an outstanding quarterback, typical of what Bill Cronin puts out there. They send receiver Hughes far side right. Receiver here to the near side will be Jake Johnson. Wing backs again. They give it to Burgess. He hands it off to the running back, and not much there. Push back the running back that time. And that's going to be Bethel's defense stops him right there at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
This is where we need to be, 3rd and 9. You don't like to be in a 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3 situation. 3rd and 9 changes their play calling a little bit.
Sure does.
They got to do some things that hopefully they're not as comfortable doing.
We mentioned earlier 52% on 3rd down conversion. They send Barber far side right. They also send out Burgess is out there. They're in the Wildcat, it appears, with a new quarterback. Receiver here to the near side. 3rd down and almost 10 from their own 45. Now Burgess is still in there. I missed that number. Says the guy down there. It's caught at the 35-yard line. We had a man there defending, but he did not know where the ball was, and it's caught by Barber for the touchdown. And Brad, Cardinal Sin, defender, I'm not picking on Bethel's D. Hines there, but he's got to know where that ball is, and he just didn't.
Sure, he's got to. When the receiver looks back, he's got to look back.
See the replay here, Brad. Look at that. Nice job by Worthy Rhodes in the game.
And I promise you, the quarterback saw that, and that's when he threw it.
27-yard line, 1st and 10. They moved it from their 31 down to the Bethel 27. Cats need a turnover. They need a stop. Backs in that backfield behind Burgess. Under center this time.
The wing tee look.
Yeah, it is a wing tee. They put a man in motion coming this way. They fake the jet sweep to him. He looks, Burgess does over the middle, and that's going to be incomplete. Great coverage by Bethel.
Really was. Yep, we did a good job covering that play.
That guy covering is Mike Malone, the young man from Memphis, transferred from Missouri Baptist. Did you see the replay here, Brad? That's just great textbook defense, isn't it?
Yeah, he was covering him. He's right where he needed to be, and Burgess wisely overthrew the ball just so he'd have another shot.
That downfield, or on-field camera, I should say, at the sideline by Eli Gerard today, doing a great job. Billy Bullock's on the main camera. And our replay is being brought to you by Christopher Reason. Paul and Sumner up in the booth next to us. In the pistol again, 2nd down and 10. They hand it off, running back, looking for a crease, not much. He's able to get inside the 25 to about the 24. And carrying at that time was Nick Conley. He's from the great city of Flatwood, Kentucky, Brad. I'm not sure you've been there before.
My old Kentucky home.
That's right. See the replay here. The Cat defense had that pretty well smothered from the get-go. You see Griffin, he's always around the ball. He's the leading tackler for the Cats.
Another 3rd and 7 here.
Yep. 3rd down and 7. Ball at the just inside the 25. Hash mark right. 2 wide outs here this near side. 1 far side right. Conley, the lone back. Burgess play fakes. Looks. Going to run out of there. And the Cats are going to get him, but now they let him get off the hook, and he's down to the 20. And it's going to be short of the first down. And it's going to be 4th down, Brad, and it's going to be 4th and about 2, a long 2.
I would imagine they'll be going for it.
Well, they have the field goal kicker, Jeremy Adams. He's 3 of 6 in field goals, so yeah, you're right. 20-yard line.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him try to draw us off sides, call a timeout, and kick the field goal.
Very well.
If they don't get it.
It'd be at 37 yards if it was from here. So it's going to be same set. 2 wide outs, far side right this time. 1 here to the near side. And Burgess in that gun. So he's going to throw it. Throws it underneath, and it's dropped. I think Bethel probably might would have stopped him anyway. Dropping it is Aaron Maggart. And, boy, great defense by Afif Bamos. He was right there on Johnny on the spot, and the Cat defense holds.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's exactly who it was. And I think you're right about him not having it, even if he had caught it. Really good defense by Afif. Good defensive stand by the Cat.
Afif, just the way it sounds. A-F-I-Z.
One thing I didn't mention earlier that I think is going to be a big key to the game is our use of our tight end, Ford. Going against a defense like this, you can really put some folks in a bind with a good tight end passing game.
We may have a new center in there. I've got to check. Is that McLean? We'll double check. Hand off to Tate. Tate, not much. And he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and Deontay coming in this game today, averaging 7 yards every time he carries it, but they pretty well stymied him thus far.
Aristyle's going at it down on the field with, who was that?
That's Bethel, the reigning national.
I knew that name because we've been hearing about him for the last several years. Really good player. Really good player.
He's from Louisville. Well, here we go. The Cats on the 2nd and 10. Almost 9, but 2nd and 10. Chalbe in the mix. Throws it downfield, and it's caught. Harrisville just took that ball away. He's going to score, folks. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. He just flat beat.
We got a flag,
Bethel. And let's see where that flag is. Bethel. Excuse me. It was Bethel back there with Harrisville. And they were fighting for it. There was a lot of pushing between each other. And let's see. It's going to be on Bethel. It's going to stand. The touchdown for the Cats.
He was holding him at the line is what I saw. Aristyle was able to get out of it.
They actually called offsides, didn't they? Or did they?
I'm not sure exactly what they called, but he's been all up in his grill the whole game. And they'll be like that the whole game. They'll be battling all throughout of it.
We'll take a 79-yard touchdown strike. That's Chalbe's 15th touchdown throw of the year. And then to attempt the PAT for the Cats. To try to make it 7-0 at 8:54. So the Cats break out earlier, and that kick is up, and it is good.
Clay tells me it was an offside penalty on Bethel. Okay. Bethel the player, not Bethel the team. And I tell you what he's doing. He knows he's got a really good receiver he's going against on there. He's trying to get his hands on him immediately, and in doing so, he got off. He was offside.
That's Luis Morales who knocked in the PAT. Let's take a quick 30. The Cats up 7-0 at 8:54 the first. They lead the Tigers, number 8 in the country, back after this. 30 on the Bethel Football Network.
The Johnsonville TVA Credit Union wants to finance your next car loan. Come in and get pre-approved before you go car shopping. Come by any branch, and Johnsonville TVA Credit Union will help with payments to fit your budget. Is your rate too high somewhere else? Bring it to Johnsonville TVA Credit Union and lock in a low rate. 4 locations to serve you: Camden, Huntington, New Johnsonville, and Cumberland City. Johnsonville TVA Employees Credit Union, your lender of choice when it comes to borrowing money. Member eligibility and loan approval required and federally insured by the NCUA.
Well, you see the Cats getting ready to tee it up here. That's going to be at Austin Abbott. I think we have the replay of that by Worthy Road Studios. Well, we'll work that in here in just a matter of moments. The Cats lead the game 7-0. 79-yard touchdown strike. Chalby's 15th of the year. Aristill's 4th touchdown reception of the year. And Bethel's on top, 7-0. Great to have you aboard. Dave McCulley and Brad Chappell with you today. There's a low scribber, and it will be fielded out at about the 18-yard line. Drop there, picked up at the 20 to the 25-yard line, trying to turn the corner, and great coverage downfield by the Cats.
Great tackle, 32.
That was bringing it back. G. Johnson Lowry. And who made the stop, Brad?
32.
Brad, 32 made it? Reynolds. Yeah, we'll take that, yes. All right, here's that replay of the touchdown strike. Worthy Rhodes is going to show us that. And watch this replay. Well, that's the replay of the kickoff return. And we'll try to get that in for you if we can. But
watch this shoestring tackle.
Great tackle.
Yep, really was.
That is Keyshawn Reynolds, the freshman from Phoenix City, Alabama. Well, the Cats have the 7-0 lead. Burgess under center has his one back, Cobb behind him. Wing set again with receivers each way as well. Georgetown down 7-0. The ball at their own 26. Hand off to Cobb. Cobb lunging, plundering his way up to about the 30, maybe 31. Going to stop him there. And the Cat defense stopped him. Here's a great replay of that, Brad. Look at this great play by the defensive line.
Yeah, they're doing exactly what they need to do right now. We just don't need to lose any steam. Keep doing that same thing, plugging those gaps, having good sound gap discipline, and making good fundamental tackles.
You see right over that football. Big number 95, that's the big guy. Xavier King. He's got some beef up there, the Cats do. They put a man in motion. This is Barber going far side right. Burgess drops back. Cobb taking their block for him. Now they set up the screen. That's Cobb with it, 30, 35. Cobb to the 40. Breaks the tackle. 45-yard line. He stopped there. Nice tackle out there by Mike Malone, but they set that up beautifully, Brad, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good play call, and it really is, where they get you coming upfield so hard to stop the run. And I'll be honest with you, 25 there played it really well. We just late getting to the party a little bit.
Well, it will be 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. This is where their drive stalled earlier, they being the Tigers. 7:35, quickly played first quarter. The Cats lead the game 7-0. Put a man in motion, far side right. From the wing set, now they hand it off. And a new running back in there, able to foul his way. And that's going to be getting a couple of yards. Tim Hamilton made that stop. Hamilton, young man, 6'4", 235. We talk about patience offensively. I like the patience of our linemen, Brad. They sort of just slide. They just wait and slide a little bit. Keep your head up. Watch where the ball is.
Right, and that's the gap discipline I'm referring to. That I can't make a play maybe on the other side of the field, but I can take care of this 4 yards right here in front of it.
That double wing set again. Tigers have made famous through the years in the Mid-South Conference. Burgess in the gun on the 2nd down and 8. Protection, drops back, throws down there, got a man wide open, and he can't catch it. That's the second time he's missed a receiver. That time he had Barber wide open. He had beat defenders down there, and that would have been a quick 6 if he is on target. But Burgess, again, too far on the pass.
We had a twist in the middle that time out of our defensive lineman and generated some push from our topside defensive end. I think that was Hamer maybe on top that hurried the throw. It proved to be the deciding factor in 6 or not.
Vontae Bates, you don't see him get beat very often, but he got beat that time and got lucky.
Sure.
Third leading tackle of the team, young man from Watertown, Tennessee.
Well, what you see there, Dave, in the overall concept.
3rd down and 8, Burgess under center near midfield. Drops, protection, throws again. Too far this time, you can tell. He's just overshooting his opponents right now, and that's great coverage by Bethel.
So what I see in the overall concept, the overall picture of the game thus far and the ebb and flow is we're playing their run pretty good. We're stopping. I wouldn't say we're stopping it, but they're not being as successful as they'd like to be. The first thing you're going to go to, again, is a screen pass, which they executed flawlessly. The other thing they're going to do to try to loosen you up is to throw some deep passes, deep to intermediate passes, try to loosen that secondary linebackers up. Those haven't been successful. If we can keep that formula going, we're going in the right direction.
Yeah, they're averaging more in the air this year than on the ground. They get so many passes, short passes, and then they beat you with the yardage after. Here's Edwards. Not a very good punt, to be honest with you. Shanked it off to the side. It's going to take a Bethel bounce and roll out of bounds at about the 32, 3-yard line. Bethel's going to have pretty good field position, leading the game 7-0, 6:32. Glad to have you aboard today on Worthy Road Studios, Wildcat Vision 100.9. Brad, we got it covered. We've got the BallGame Blitz Facebook site with us today, too.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, you're becoming famous today, man. Not that you're not already famous.
I'd like to see the replay of that punt. The drop for the punter looked very interesting. I'm not sure if that's what he meant to do, but it certainly resulted in a result that he was not anticipating.
Certainly didn't get all he wanted out of that,
No, he did not. I would think it was a mistake on the drop.
30-yard line, 1st and 10, Cats. Chalbay in the pistol, Tate behind him, gives it to Tate. Tate, big hole. 30, 35, breaks the tackle. He's to the 40, needs a block, 45. He's at midfield and stopped right there. Deontay Tate with a 20-yard gallop up to the 50-yard line. And Tate, you'll see it here, the senior from Knoxville. Watch him, Brad. He does a great job finding the hole and then adjusting.
It's a great camera work.
I tell you, these guys are good.
I'm telling you, they're professionals. Really good run by Tate. Excellent job by our offensive line. I mean, that was a big hole.
So the Cats will have it there. 1st and 10, just short the ball, the nose of the football at midfield. Bethel now racking up some yards. Play fake, Chalbay. Looks over the middle, finds a man, incomplete, intercepted. It's picked off. And 2 men there, and it's going to be picked off by a guy that Mike was talking about earlier. That's Chad Holleran. He's had an interception now, a fumble recovery. He's their leading tackler, dropping back. Great linebacking play.
It was. The linebacker did a great job. I thought the DB got there a little early.
Pretty close, isn't it?
He's got a right to the ball, but he doesn't have a right to go through the receiver to get it.
James Dixon, the intended receiver, comes back and makes the tackle. So Georgetown turns Bethel over, I should say, and they'll mark the ball down near the 45-yard line.
Another thing I noticed there was our pass block, and I thought we had a good protection, good pocket. I just thought 54 made a really good play to recognize the pass and get back and get that tip.
That is the 13th time Chalbay's been picked off this year. Or make it 11th, excuse me. Burgess looks right. Now, flushed out of the pocket, running for his life. Sack!
Yeah.
All the way back. And that sack is by one. Tim Hamilton, the freshman from Chicago, Trinity International University. Is that Hamilton that made that?
94.
Yes, it was. Yep.
94.
Hamilton, boy, what a nice play back at the 45-yard line. Brad, that's a loss of almost 10 yards. Let's make it a 9-yard loss. It's going to be 2nd and 19. Burgess, I don't know. He had to hear him coming, but he didn't unload, did he? Great coverage downfield.
Sure. You're thinking screen, draw right here. Potential plays. They're not geared for this kind of yardage. Most offenses aren't.
We hit the 5-minute mark with the first stanza. Bethel leads the game 7-0. Burgess draw play. And not much. Does get a little bit of the yards there. I like the call by Bill Cronin and his staff. And carrying the ball that time was Conley. Hamilton made the stop. Also there on the stop was Isaiah Hill.
Well, screen draw is what you're looking for in 3rd and long, particularly against an offense like this. It's a safe play. It's a play where you're hopefully loosening up and getting those. Your defensive linemen got their ears pinned back. They're getting upfield and hopefully creating a gap. They did pick up, I think, 3 or 4 on it.
Yeah, great shot there by Eli Gerard, our on-field cameraman. The Cats get into defenders. They take the beef out. 5-man front. Burgess rolls right into the coverage, and he's sacked.
2-1.
And that's going to be a nice play by Afiz again, Mamos. And that's his 2nd big defensive play. And so the Tigers get the big pass, the first down, but then the Cat defense stands up again and stops them.
Really good defensive call by Coach Springer to have that, to anticipate what was going to happen there, a rollout by Georgetown, and he had somebody right in place, Afiz in this case.
Chris Springer is really developing into a really nice defensive coordinator.
I think he does a good job.
Really
I really
does.
do.
And to stand back there and punt it will be Edwards again. Didn't have a great effort a moment ago. The effort was there. The result wasn't. Gets it away. High, end over end. I think the Cat's just going to let it hit. And it takes a little bit of a Bethel roll, and we'll be down at about the 17, 18-yard line.
So it is on purpose, the drop he's doing.
Yeah.
He's dropping it nose down to get backspin on it to try and put it, on the inside the 10 and then for it to backspin.
You see some of the coaches talking to the group there, the coaches. Mike Jasper, the head coach. Keith Williams, offensive coordinator. Chris Springer, defensive coordinator. Jay Bright, quarterback and pass game coordinator, new one. Justin Brown, Brett Kaminsky, Terrell Jackson, Dustin Kincaid, and Colin McAllister. That's the Brain Trust. Coach Jackson's so good, he can coach and do the DJ work as well.
That's pretty impressive.
3:34 left here in this first stanza. The Cats, their third offensive series. They'll bring Chowbay out.
We got to feel pretty good. We've been moving the football. We just we can't turn it over.
Tate to his right. Two wideouts here to the right. Hand it to Tate again. Tate sort of being patient, looking for a hole, and there's not one there. Tackled there by their leading tackler, Chad Holleran. From the capital of Kentucky, the Commonwealth, Frankfort, Kentucky. Probably knows the governor, Governor Brashear. So the ball will be at the 20-yard line. Maybe got a yard, Brad. Second down and 9. Both defensives have played pretty well, except that one play where where Bethel had the 79-yard pass.
And even that, I thought, wasn't bad. It's just, I think Aristyle just beat him.
Sure did. Great offensive and athletic play by Aristyle. And off to Tate again. Tate, not much again. Up to the 20 line of scrimmage. I don't know if he got back to the line of scrimmage or not. I guess he did. 3rd and 9.
Let's cue up the tight end. This would be a perfect time to get him the ball.
Big 98, Chris Mahalala from Louisville, Kentucky, made the stop.
Is Ford out there?
Let's see if Ford, the tight end, there.
What's his number?
Ford is 9. He's there.
So Matthews is out there right now.
Right.
I don't know about his. No, there's 9. He's in as a wingback.
We didn't say anything about this in the pregame, too. Chowbay playing with a bum ankle today, by the way. Trainer's been working on him all week. Here's the pass, picked off again. Threw it right into the coverage, picked off by Starks. Starks at the 20, 15, out of bounds. And I'm not sure where Chowbay was aiming that ball, but, Brad, he threw it right into the hands of one Davian Starks. That's his second interception of the day. The young man from Hamilton, Ohio, has set Georgetown up in great position here.
Yeah, we got a penalty, too, there. I don't know what the penalty's for. I would imagine either a face mask or an out-of-bounds hit. We'll find out in a minute. Just an errant throw. I mean, that's all you can say. The probably shouldn't have thrown that ball. Shouldn't have thrown it.
See, Michael McLean, he's in there at center. We had not sure what has happened to. He's the the Cats get a break there. Illegal blindside block after the INT. Coach Cronin's not happy over there. He's talking to the guy that did it too.
I talked to an official this week talking about blindside blocks and so forth, and now that it's changed so much over the past, at least, just in 5 years, it's changed so much about blindside blocks. They said if you knock somebody down and y'all aren't squared up, it's a penalty.
Yep. Well, Georgetown will have it at the 28-yard line. 1st and 10 at Bethel's 28. Burgess play fakes, rose back into the coverage there, but he's going to get loose and dive his way to the 20. He got something really out of nothing there. We had good containment there, but just let him get away, Brad.
Yeah, it's a good job by the quarterback. We did. You're exactly right. They were trying to roll him out a little bit, and actually 93 flushed him, and I thought 10 was going to get him, but he was able to fall forward and get almost 10 yards. I think he got 8.
Yep, 2nd down and 2. Brummett, the big man from Haywood County, had a beat on him, but just got too deep that time, and he got around him. 2nd down and 2 at the Bethel 20. Man in motion here at the near side. They go inside handoff, and getting the first down, but not much more than that, will be the running back. It looked like who got that carry.
30
got it. That's going to be Nick Conley. He's sort of their workhorse, but he does get the first down inside Bethel's 20-yard line. The Cats pushed him back there. Burns and others making the stop.
Fullback inside zone. That was a wing T look. They found something they liked with that, apparently. The other thing they're doing with that is they've got an end over set with it. So we'll see if, no, they don't get it in at this time. They got a trip set.
Burgess under center. 1 single back, 3 wide out here to the near side, 1 far side right. Burgess under center on the first down. Flushed out of the pocket. I think that's a design call. He's going to bully his way down to the 10. On his feet to the 5. On his feet to the 4. On his feet to the 3. On his feet to the 2. On his feet to the 1. He's in the end zone. Bethel had 4 or 5 guys around him, but Burgess, you don't think of him as a power back, but he was able to get in. 6'5", 230. He's more powerful than I thought, Diamond Dave, and Georgetown has tied this game.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was that big, but that was an excellent job by him. We're going to have to and we saw this the last game we played. The quarterback runs give us some problems. We'll have to shore that up in our next series. We need to circle the wagons a little bit in this instance and make sure we realize that we're going to play 4 quarters, man. I mean, no question about it. We're going to play all 4 quarters, play every play. We can't have any plays off. But we can. The bright side is we can move the football and we can stop them. We're just going to have to. We're going to have to realize and believe in ourselves a little bit.
Well, the interception hurts. Georgetown, the good teams pay dividends on it. That's exactly what they did. We're going to keep it here this time. Tom Yarbrough is our producer and director. Well, we're tied at 7-7 with 48 seconds left here in this first stanza. Good to have you aboard. Coach Chris Nelson is going to join us at halftime and talk about women's basketball. They get underway October the 29th. The men get underway on the 4th. Bethel has teams all over the country today. Volleyball is up at Shawnee. Had a tough game last night. Watched it and followed that entire match. Went 5 sets with a team that was 17-3 and gave Thomas More all they wanted, only to lose. Tied at 11 in the 5th set. Lost 15-12, but a great effort by Coach Couples and her bunch. We've got swimming out. They were at Campbellsville last night, I should say. And soccer coming up here today at 4:30 and 7 as they take on the University of Cumberland. We got it all covered.
Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff going on for sure.
And the SID crew will be here tonight. Be a little cooler, but we look forward to that. And it will be the Cats sending back Malone, and also back there will be Dixon. And here's the kick by Edwards. He kicked the PAT, by the way, and that's going to be into the end zone. It hits the back of the H over there. We're tied at 7-7 with 48 seconds left here in this first stanza. At halftime, Brad's going to be down on the field, and we have a very special presentation to one of the best, the latest national champion.
Yeah, Tristan McCormick will be here. I don't know how many fans kept up with the tournament this weekend. It was a fished in MLF format with 2 guys, or as a bracket format, and Tristan fished Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Monday he fished against one other guy from Auburn and won it, and he gets to go to the Bassmasters Classic.
2022, yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of the equivalent of
the World Series.
Yeah, it'd be like one of our baseball players going to play in the World Series, a football player going to play in the Super Bowl.
Tate to the right of Chaubey in that gun. Receivers each way. Chaubey's going to keep it and run it. Bad ankle and all. He's up to the 30 and will be pinned there by a couple of the Tigers. DJ White, first guy there, then finished off by number 56, that being Raphael Roan. Here's a replay of that. I think that's a design call, Brad.
QB ISO, exactly what it is. I like the call. Same thing that we just talked about where Georgetown was doing it. Most defenses, even today, I mean, it's hard to account for everybody and the quarterback.
Great shot of the cheerleaders, the lovely cheerleaders. Band is out today, being a fall break. Chaubey on the slant pattern, threw it too low, and it hit the knees that time of Dixon, incomplete. Dixon's had a great year. Good guy to look for. 23 receptions, 6 of those for touchdowns, but just threw a bullet to him. It was too low, Brad. You see the replay here. Hit him around the feet, didn't it?
You know, I think Dixon's a little upset with himself. Normally he's catching that. It wasn't a great throw, but normally, from what I've seen this year, Dixon's coming up with it.
From Waverly, Tennessee, our thoughts and prayers continue to be with those folks. Chaubey, they're in the pistol with Tate behind him on the 3rd down and short. They give it to Tate. Tate's going to get the first down and more. He's to the 40 and scrambles his way to the 45-yard line. Tate, very powerful. You look at him, you don't think in street clothes he's that powerful. 5'9", 196, but here it is, Brad.
And his patience and vision, I talk about it every week when I see him, his patience and vision is really impressive. That's what makes him, to me, the one of our best backs that we've had come through here, is his ability to let the play develop and then stick his foot in the ground, put his shoulder into somebody's chest plate, and pick up 2 or 3 extra yards on top of what in that case was a really good job by our offensive line of opening some gaps for him.
Excuse me, Brad. That's why he's the 4th all-time leading rusher here at Bethel. Let's take a quick 30. We're at the end of 1. Your score. The Tigers 7. Your Cats 7. You're watching today on BallGame Blitz, where the Road Studios replays tonight. You're listening on 100.9, and you're also watching on Wildcat Vision. We're back after this 30. Stay with us. 7-7 after 1 here at Wildcat Stadium in McKenzie. Back after this 30 on the Wildcat Football Network.
If you're looking to purchase or refinance a home, or maybe you need a home equity line of credit, call the folks at Holly Credit Union and talk to one of their experienced loan officers. At Holly Credit Union, their goal is to provide members with low-cost, high-quality financial services in a friendly, personal environment. So call them today at 644-9031 to schedule an appointment to discuss your home loan situation. That's Holly Credit Union.
Deposit insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Visit Holly Credit Union of Paris.
We're back. Dave McCulley, Brad Chappell. John's in the booth with us, along with Austin, Braden, and the ever-present one, Derek Hubble. Cats on the 1st and 10 from their 45, and handoff, nothing there at all. But I tell you, boy, he took a nasty spill there, too, didn't he?
Oh, my goodness. I thought that hurt him. Thank goodness it didn't. He's up walking around. I thought it looked bad on his left knee.
Back injury or knee injury all over, written all over it, doesn't it? You see the hair.
Yikes.
Like an old wrestling move. Two guys throw him to the turf.
Well, that's why you get in the weight room, so you can withstand things like that.
Cats send out Avante Burris, far side right. The scores coming in here. 2 receivers, far side right. He's one of them. 1 receiver here to the near side is there still. Chalbay rushes out of that. They stayed at home waiting for him. Well, both teams have scouted each other so well, know each other's tendencies. And waiting on him that time was number 47. I had a chat with Trevor Brock before the game. And also there to help was number 7, Xander Rosbag. And a loss of maybe a yard or two. We're back to the 44, where it's going to be 3rd and 11.
Yeah, just a tough play there. I thought, we had it blocked pretty good up front. Chalbay thought he saw something, thought he saw a gap. One of the guys spun off and spun right into him. He might have picked up a few yards.
Hot here in Wildcat country. Ole Miss, it's hot in Oxford. They're leading Arkansas right now. Chalbay play fake, drops back, throws over the middle. Caught by Erstill. He can make some catches. Caught it at the 40. That's athleticism. Good coverage by Georgetown. Erstill holds on at the 39-yard line. 1st and 10, Bethel.
As great as the catch and throw were, our protection that time was phenomenal. Really did a good job protecting the quarterback. Great formation of the pocket, allowing Chalbay to step up and throw a strike.
Well, Georgetown had Bethel right where they wanted him, but great catch by Erstill. His 23rd catch of the year. And off Tate again. The workhorse, Tate, nothing. He is able to get back to the line of scrimmage at the 40, and that is it. Actually, he didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. He's back at the 40. The line of scrimmage was just inside it. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. Clock running, 13 minutes. You see here, Tate just had nowhere to go, Brad. Look at that.
He's got to take a break. I don't blame him. He's been getting some, like I said, it'd be hard, tough sledding today. The casual football fan's going to look at that and go, why do we keep running it up the middle? Why do we keep running it up the middle? And again, you got to consider the fact that it encompasses in a whole game. It's not just one play. You're trying to set other things up.
Cats move the tight end Matthews off the line of scrimmage, and Chalbay is hit in the backfield. The ball is loose, and Bethel comes up with it. Well, Bethel, that was a loose potato. And coming up with that fumble recovery will be Tyler McCoy, the offensive lineman. He saved the day. Meanwhile, we've got another lineman down on the field at the 45-yard line. Boy, they had the house coming at him that time. Chalbay under pressure. They stripped the ball away. Counted as a fumble, and let's see the replay here.
I think that's Mike McLean, I believe.
McLean is down. He is.
Looking at his left knee.
Unionville,
or ankle,
Tennessee
maybe.
native. There's Jason Essery and the training crew out there tending to him. Haley and the gang. Jason does a great job. These trainers are people that have over 750 athletes that they tend to. The Cats doing a good job paying respect down on their knee there, hoping their teammate's okay.
It looks like he's in a lot of pain. I can't tell if it's his knee or his ankle.
You can never have enough offensive linemen, but the Cats do have some depth there, but you hate to see anyone get hurt. And you're, 6th game in the season. You have those nicks and nannies, but this may be a little bit more serious. Let's hope not. Let's take a quick 30. Well, let's keep it here. I apologize to Paul and to Tom. They're going to help him off the field. And you're right, Brad. Looks like no weight at all on that left foot. The camera folks doing a great job. Eli Gerard down there, and you really even get a better picture of the pain he's in there, seeing that close up. Some of his teammates coming out to help him. A little prayer for the big guy, Michael McLean, the senior from Unionville, Tennessee, transferred from Missouri Western State. Well, the Cats will have it. 3rd down now. 3rd and about 12, Mr. Chappell, with 12:25. The 12's a while here. 85 degrees. I was hoping a little cooler weather today, but we're just happy to be here. Happy to be playing football, folks.
Feels like September.
I saw the weather this morning out of Memphis, where we're going to have anywhere from 10 to 15 degrees higher temps for the next several days. Is that Burris in the backfield with Tate? Or is that Tate back in there? That
27.
That is 23. That's going to be Anthony Hughes, excuse me. The big guy. He's the guy that gets the power run.
Yeah, no.
He gave offside first, and then...
I don't think that's right.
I don't think so either. The white hat today is Alonzo Baxter. Umpire Lauren Frazier. Head linesman Terry Turner. That was a quick one, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'd like to hear the explanation on that.
Third down. They moved the ball back to the 47. We're third down now. And almost, 17, 18 yards. Chalbay in the gun. Triples here stacked up right below us. Hughes in motion to the near side. He's the outlet. Chalbay has time. Chalbay throws, and it's going to be almost picked off again. Chalbay's got the guts of a cat burglar. Sometimes it maybe too many there, but there's again, you'll see in the neighborhood here, they had 3 guys back there, Brad, and lucky this wasn't picked off.
Pretty good job protecting again.
Sure was. Got away from him a little bit, and the ball maybe thrown a little bit better than I thought.
Who was that to?
Who was that intended to, guys? Could you see? 22, that was Burris. Avant Burris has 19 receptions. Not a bad guy to throw it to.
One of the things I think Chalbay gets into sometimes, to your point about having the guts of a cat burglar, is he's got so much confidence in his receivers, he feels like they're going to come up with it.
Hall knocks it out there. Great. Well, let's see if Bethel can stop it, and they do.
Beautiful.
And the ball rolls into the end zone, but I think it's, let's see, where they mark it down, the 1 yard line? 2 yard line.
2, that's right.
How about that? Great position there by Hall. He knew exactly what he wanted to do, and he corner coughed them over there at about the 2 yard line. Only got 7, 11:30 left in the first half. Georgetown, number 8 in the country, 4-0. Coming in, they were picked second in the division behind Lindsey Wilson. The Cats picked fourth, and right now they both have lived up to their billing.
We got a good one going, for sure. They got their backs against the wall now, Georgetown does. It'll be interesting to see how the Cats...
Cats defensively, Hamilton, Gentry, King, Hamer, Franks, Bates, Aviz Bajos, Chris Mon, Malone, and Warren. That's the scheme of things. The 11 out there in the purple breeches.
There's that end over set again.
Burgess under center at the 2. And the Cats.
I thought they jumped.
Did they jump or did the Cats? Let's wait and see. Cats are saying they right side of their offensive line
Their
jumped.
left guard or tackle, I'm not sure, or excuse me, their right guard or tackle moved.
Well, they can't move it back much. Half the distance is going to be the 1. And no signal yet from the official what they've called here. They're sorting it out. Ball start. You're right, Brad. Eyes like an eagle. Going to be second down and 11. Back at the 1.
I think you're looking at one of 3 things here. You're looking at they could go deep right off the bat, try to loosen this up. You could get a fullback inside zone again, or possibly a quarterback sneak.
Burgess, I bet, just keeps it. That's what he does. Lowers his head, dives forward to maybe the 2 or 3. Give him the 3, I think, or maybe even the 4. Let's wait and see. Give him 3 yards to the 4, second down and 7. Or in this case, almost 8. They still got to get to 12. Second and 8. Cats, you see that front line there, and you see the scrub here. Remember, this is a little bit of how he scored when he got down inside the 5 a moment ago on the 20-yard gallop. Great shot there from the sideline. You see the receivers coming here to the near side. Burgess under center.
End over.
Backs back there behind him. Looks at the 4-man front. With a man in motion. Burgess drops. Burgess throws. They want to go to the fly pattern here, and it's going to be incomplete.
Great coverage.
Great coverage.
And there's the fade that I called for earlier, throwing it deep. So, I mean, that's your thought pattern in the goal line.
And Brad, look who's on the coverage again. Hafiz.
Badmos.
He has had a great first half, hasn't he?
Yeah, he really has. He really has. I mean, to be able to come up, it reminds me of Troy Polamalu, to be able to play the run so effectively and also get into coverage.
Where the Cat defense trying to make them punt it out of that end zone.
And be quite honest with you, that's probably what Georgetown saw, too. Said, look, here's this guy playing the run so well. Let's see how well he covers the pass.
So we can bait him again a little bit.
Yeah.
See Jerwin Young, number 10 there, the left side of your screen. He's outstanding defender. Burgess drops. Burgess throws this time, and they're going to not throw a flag. Georgetown wants one, and now a flag comes in late. Oh, my. That flag came in awfully late.
Let me tell you what caused it. He had his hands on his chest.
I thought he did too, Brad. Now, here's a replay of it. Watch this. Yeah.
If he had just not had his hands on him, it was great.
I got to be honest with you, that's a good call.
It is.
It's the right call anyway.
It really is. I mean, if he had just had, I mean, there was no reason for him to put his hands on him in that instance. So
the only other thing I could note would be, was the ball catchable? But at that point in time, you have to assume it's going to be. He pushed him out of bounds and had his hands up on him.
Yeah, if he hadn't had his hands on him, it was definitely not pass interference, but that's what the officials saw.
So here's the call.
And, of course, that's a first down. Yeah.
So the Cats let him off the hook the cheap way. Great coverage by our camera crew again. I just can't think enough. Paul Schultze, and the best looking of the group is the lovely Summer Sturgis, Billy Boland, Eli Gerard, and the replay operator is one Christopher Reason. Timeout, Cats. Need to talk about it. Probably a good timeout by Mike in the game.
Coach wants to talk to the white hat.
Okay. So let's take a quick 30. Your score, Georgetown 7. The Cats 7. Georgetown will have it first and 10 at their own 15 when we come back with 10:35 in the half. You see a great shot of Coach Jasper copying his plea there to the officials back after this on the Wildcat Football Network.
Are you always on the go trying to cram a job, picking up the kids, and all of your other errands into an 8-hour day? Carroll Bank & Trust is proud to offer mobile banking that allows you to bank on the go and make banking convenient for you. The mobile app allows you to check your balance, transfer money, all from the palm of your hand, 24/7. How's that for convenient? At Carroll Bank & Trust, we're proud to offer banking options that fit into your busy schedule. Carroll Bank & Trust, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Always online at carrollbank.com.
Coach Jasper's pleading his case down to the white hat. I saw him say it was uncatchable. The thing that I think was the biggest thing that concerned me is not that it was a bad call necessarily, but it had the appearance of their bench calling it. The flag didn't come out till their bench went nuts about what they thought they saw, and then the flag came out. So you want to make sure. I mean, I think it's a good job by Coach working the officials and reminding them that they call the game, not the opposing teams.
First and 10 to 15. And here's the pitch back, running back far side left, and gets maybe 5 to the 20, and that's about it. And the Cat defense stringing him out there and stops it.
Well, and just to be clear, I'm not alleging that the other team is calling the penalties or not, but you want to remind them that it doesn't need to have that appearance. It doesn't need to have the appearance.
Yeah, it happened right over in front of the bench, in front of Coach Cronin.
Right. And then when their bench went nuts, that's when they threw the flag. I'm not saying they did that, but it just
human nature, yeah.
Right.
And Coach Jasper will be wanting that on this side later.
Correct.
Burgess in the gun on the second down and 5. Rolls right, some protection. Throws downfield and threw that right into the meat of the Cat defense and picking it off. Here at the 45-yard line is Brandon Moore, the defensive junior from Bethel, Tennessee.
You know what was really great about the defensive play there was how he boxed out the receiver, so you'll see it right here. And that's just a simple, best I can tell, smash concept where you got a short receiver and then a deep corner, and he boxed him out, so he was able to keep him from getting to the football with his back and his rear end, and he was able to make that catch.
Well, Bill Cronin will tell you, he'll tell Burgess that's a poorly thrown ball. Not a wise decision that time. Great play by Brandon Moore from Fayetteville High School, Fayetteville, Tennessee. Down in the southern part of the middle area of the state. Well, Chalbe in the gun, 2 receivers far side right, throws underneath and incomplete. And tried to go that time on the slant pattern to Dixon. They scouted Dixon pretty well. They know where he is, and that time...
I thought that was early.
It looked like it might have been early. Let's see the replay here. Here we go.
I mean, he's on him before the ball gets there.
That's pretty quick, and that's Kyron Simpson, defensive back from Taylor Mill, Kentucky. 45-yard line, second and 10. A big hello to Jenny Elder again. We've got a ton of folks watching and listening up in E-Town and Georgetown. Coach Bridges tells me E-Town is the heart of God's country. 2 receivers far side right. Handoff. Hughes. Hughes drags the guy with him to about the 49. So 23, carries 23. Peyton Stanford, their second leading tackler, made the stop at the 49 after a pickup of 4, 2nd and 6.
It was a good run. I like the use of our depth at running back, getting Tate some rest and some water on this hot day, being able to use Hughes.
Ole Miss leading Arkansas 21-14. Texas beating Oklahoma 35-20 right now. Not a lot of love lost between those two ever, but especially now that one's going to the SEC, even more bitter. 9 minutes in the half. We're tied at 7, low-scoring game. Two teams that like to score. Bethel 30 points a game. The Georgetown 46. And
Ball on it.
Falls. He bobbles it, drops it, and then Georgetown has recovered. Big mistake, and there's Bethel, the guy that recovered the ball. Bethel for them, not Bethel University. Well, did he just drop it there? We see the replay here.
I think so. He just kind of bobbled the snap, got on the ground. Just got to fall on it.
43-yard line. Yeah, that's what they teach you. You're an old coach. You're not that you're that old, but you're a former coach, and that's what they say. Don't try to pick it up. Fall on it.
As much as you want to pick it up and try to make the play, and sometimes you see it be successful.
Yeah.
The safest play, and I promise you, Bill Cronin and Mike Jasper will tell you just fall on the ball.
Talked to Mike in the pregame. He said, we can't turn the ball over. We've got to protect it against this bunch. Talked to Bill off Mike. He said the same thing. Burgess brings them out. That same set. They hand it off to the running back looking for a hole, and diving his way inside the 40 will be Barber. And the Cats come up, and Vontae Bates makes the stop. But, Brad, they get about 5 yards.
Yeah, really, I mean, that's just old school smash mouth football. You hear that all the time, too. But they get in that end over set, and they're basically running ISO out of the wing T look.
Bethel trying to set up shop defensively, 39-yard line. 2nd and a long 5. Short 6. Burgess in the pistol as the back right behind him. Hands it to that back. And he runs into a purple and black wall right at the line of scrimmage. Leading the attack for the Cats was number 42, Isaiah Hill from Casas, Mississippi, Northeast Mississippi Community College. He makes the stop. No gain. 3rd and about 6.
That was as good a defensive play as we've had today. And we've had some good ones. I mean, that wasn't. We've had some really good ones previous to that, but that's exactly how you want to play that run.
Bethel had some transfers to come in and some newcomers, some freshmen. Some of these names we're calling for the first time this year, but a good influx of those guys along with some veterans returning. 4-man front. 3rd down and 6. Man in motion. Far side right for the Tigers. Burgess in the gun. Burgess drops. Burgess in that pocket. Will be flushed out of there, and he's got to be tackled right at the line of scrimmage, and Xavier King makes the stop.
Great defensive effort all the way around.
How about another one of those former Haywood Tomcats? Boy, they've turned out some players over there, haven't they?
You know how you want to, when the other team has a turnover and you tell your offense this time we're going for the jugular, it's the same thing you're telling your defense when your team has a turnover. We're going to pick you up right here.
4th and about 6, and Coach Cronin's not sending out the punting unit. Down to 7 minutes and a 7-7 tie.
If you're a defender, it's a slap in the face.
Yep, sure is. Doubles far side. Wing left. One receiver here to the near side. Burgess in that shotgun. Burgess. They're just trying to draw Bethel. No, they go for it. I didn't think they were going to snap it, actually. Here's the pass underneath. Incomplete.
Great.
On that little slant pattern out there, he tried to go to his receiver, Jake Johnson, and good coverage. Chris Mon was there along with Burns. Here's the
number 4 in the middle of the field. He had him.
It's Burns, yeah.
And thankfully he didn't see him. Oh,
you're talking about number 4, the receiver?
Yeah. Well, he had him open in the middle of the field.
And look at the dejected Barber as he goes off the field over there, helmet off. He was not happy about that. Well, 39-yard line. Coach Cronin saying, well, it's a defensive battle. Now I'm going to put it in the hands of my defense. And Bethel has Taylor Yancey, the backup quarterback of the game. 5'11", 191 freshman from Murfreesboro, played at Riverdale, wearing number 12, since 3 receivers, far side right. Hughes to his right. We haven't seen Tate. And here's the handoff to Hughes. Hughes powers his way. He's the power back. Moves all the way up to about the 43-yard line and picks up about 4 or 5 yards. And Yancey, not many stats on him, Brad. 5'11", 191 freshman.
Yeah, we got some depth all over the field. It's really a really good job. You know what we're looking for right now.
2nd and 5, triples far side. They bring a man in motion this time, and that's Wilson. And the snap is over his head. Yankee's going to pick it up. and he's going to be hit in the backfield, hit again, and all the way back to the 31-yard line. High snap, and Yancey never had a chance and got lucky to even get back on the ball at the 31.
I wonder a little bit, and I haven't seen down in the tent
about the center.
Well, not just that, but also if Chalbay's if he's a little gimpy from...
He was fighting a bad ankle. Got hurt, and his ankle was stepped on in the Cumberland's game in the first half.
And so I wonder if that contributed to, or if that has contributed to some of the errant throws, and a little bit of the mobility issues that we've seen today. Nothing major, but in a close game like this, it could become major.
Hughes in the pistol behind Yancey. Third and 18, they sack him again. Back to the 21. Another loss. And they had the house coming at the young guy. Bethel was there. And now a flag, and that's going to be, I think, some celebration. It is called on Georgetown. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, first page in the book. When you get a new quarterback in, we're bringing it.
Unless they grabbed him by the face mask and let him off the hook.
I think it was taunting.
Celebration or taunting?
Yeah, I do.
And now here's the official, the white hat, Mr. Baxter. No, it's on Burgess. Well, 12 wasn't out there, was he?
Who?
No, that was Yancey.
Why is it on 12? What did he do?
He called unsportsmanlike conduct on Yancey. And they're going to move us back half the distance, Brad.
I didn't even see anything.
Coach Jasper's not happy about it. Hands on his hip there, talking to the truth.
The only thing that I can imagine it was a language, verbal thing, because I didn't see a thing from up here.
And I guess it's probably not wise of us to second guess them because we're not down there. But I didn't either. We thought maybe it was. I thought maybe they got Georgetown on the celebratory kind of.
I did too.
Foul.
I thought he was celebrating after the play.
A lot of turn of events, Brad. I mean, you stop them. Bethel stops them. Pretty good field position. And now we're going to punt out of our own end zone.
Yeah, that's...
Someone back here enjoying some pizza. Look at him back there. McKenzie, Rebel, and Grill. Who's back there? Those Rebels on a roll. Well, here we go. All punting it from his end zone, averaging 39 per punt. Good punt.
Yeah.
Going to be fielded at about the 45-yard line. That's going to be Beats with it. Or no, it's not going to be Beats. It's going to be Johnson, and he finds the turf, and now a block in the back. He's going to be called on top of that. Boy, most teams making some uncharacteristic mistakes here.
Let me brag on our special teams a minute, and particularly in that regard. Punting out of your own end zone is not an easy or fun thing to do, and we executed that well. But what you usually don't see when punting out of your own end zone like that is good coverage because everybody's so focused on blocking. We had 5 black jerseys surrounding that guy as he was making the catch. So it was a really good execution of the punt and really good execution of the coverage as well.
Well, I'll have to go to our official statistician here. I had it 53 yards. Is that right, guys, on the punt? Punt from our 11. Oops. Double check. Well, after all of that, 44. Okay, my math. I've never been very good at math, Kenny Elder. In the gun is Burgess. The ball back to the 37. Here's the handoff to Cobb. Cobb, not much. He stopped by a couple of the catches to finish him off was Jeremy Young, first guy there, who shot through there, who appeared to be Darian Burns. Well, a pickup of a maybe 2.5. Let's call it second and a short 8. Clock running 4:48. Brad, surprised the low scoring. Bethel averaging 30, Georgetown averaging 46. We've had 14 scored among them.
What was it last year as that end overset again? I think it was 17-14.
17-14, yes. Man in motion this time is Maggart. And the handoff, stop at the 43-yard line. Maybe a yard, that's it.
Coach Cronin knows he does not want to get into a shootout.
Not sure if he's related to Maggart, but there was a great Kentucky football player named Maggart.
And he's built his team and his philosophy around good defense, sound offense.
Yep. I think their team has probably made more. Just text me and said Matt's overrated anyway. Not sure who that is. You can let me know who that is. Well, here we go. Third down and about 6. A short 6. Burgess in the gun. Clock running 3:50. Burgess looks over the middle, throws underneath, incomplete. Threw a bullet, a little low on Barber. And got a flag after all of that, and that may be on Bethel.
I think it is. I didn't see it, but the way our guys are reacting, I think it may be.
93, Keyshawn Brummett. I think he may be the goal cover. Let's see if we can pick it up here. There's the play downfield. And here's Mr. Baxter to tell us what the decision is. Brad, that's just mistakes you can't make.
I don't know. I didn't see what he did. Don't know what happened, so I can't comment on that. But obviously it was a penalty, and my goodness, that is just a really, really big mistake.
This is a good crew, and I'm sure it was something that happened there after, whether it was away from the ball, obviously. When I'm like Brad, we can't really speculate a lot other than the fact that obviously we made a mistake, or they thought they saw one. Brody Franks directing traffic at the linebacker position. Now we're going to have a timeout. Timeout on the field. Let's take one real quick, Brad. 3:45, and Georgetown's going to have great field position when we come back. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the Bethel 42-yard line in a tie game in this Mid-South Conference Bluegrass Division. Stay with us, everybody. 30 on the Wildcat Network.
We're proud to call Huntington one of our new hometowns. Now serving Huntington and all of Carroll County, Hometown Health Clinic is open on the court. Care. Home staffed with folks you know, caring for families just like yours. On the Court Square in Huntington and online at hometown.clinics.com.
Welcome back, everybody. We can't thank enough Worthy Road Studios providing coverage today on the BallGame Blitz. You're watching on Wildcat Vision, listening on 100.9. And tonight, later, if you want to watch the game later, go to Worthy Road Studios, their YouTube channel, and you can watch the game again for the next several days there as well. We'll tell you all about those folks here in just a matter of moments. Well, 1st and 10 at the 42. Georgetown at the Bethel 42 in a tie game, 3:45 in the second. In motion again is Maggart. They hand it off, inside handoff, and running that football will be Stark. It wasn't Stark. Well, that's actually number 30. That's going to be Conley. He's pushed back. No gain. The Cats defense there on the stop. Kalen Warren.
Really big play there to stop that. You know, somebody that's really impressed me is I think we got really good linebacker play with Franks and Griffin. Those guys are really solid in the middle.
Griffin number 1 in tackling. Franks number 2. Warren's a welcome addition too. He's 6 foot 210. The junior transferred in from Kentucky Wesleyan College, KWC. Wide out, far side left is Johnson. Receiver here to the near side is Hughes. In the gun is Burgess. Running back to his right. Cat, the 4-man front. They pitch it here, try to get it to Cobb. Cobb turns the corner, has running room to the 45, and scrambles his way down and gets back to about the 42. It's 3rd down, Brad, and 9.
Well, number 10 made that play. Is that...
That's Jerwin Young.
Great defense by him. He turned it back in. He sprinted outside, sprinted upfield, and set a hard corner. Made the guy turn back in into those 2 guys that I was just talking about a second ago who came in and cleaned it up.
Another former Haywood Tomcat. Cats that have got extra people in the secondary. Burgess looks, wants to throw, sack! And that's Brody Franks. Franks got him back at the 48-yard line. Brody Franks from Moulton, Alabama, Lawrence County High School, second leading tackler. And he stopped him, and the Cat defense, Johnny on the spot, stopped Georgetown after they moved it down, had a 1st and 10 at Bethel 42. Back at the 48.
Well, that could have ended poorly. And again, it really, I mean, the defense made a great stand there in addition to what happened. But what it does is it puts you behind the 8-ball clockwise. You know,
sure does.
How much? You know, if we'd had 4 extra plays, I bet we'll look. I hope we don't, but there's a good chance we may look back and go, "Wow, if we'd had 4 extra plays there instead of them having 4 extra plays, this may be a different ball game."
This is old school football. You don't see a lot of low-scoring games in the NEI anymore, folks. And these defensive units have done great today. Well, Bill Cronin wants to talk about it. 1:24. He's trying to drain that clock a little bit. The old coach, the old ball coach, he's been around for a while. Brad's going to be down on the field with a special presentation. But, Brad, before you get out of here, 7-7, 1:24. We're going to keep it here. The Cats could get the ball back with seconds left.
Yeah, Clark Brown, who's listening, would tell you This is a super crucial drive for us. If we could get just 3 points out of this, it'd be really big, considering particularly the history of these two squads, how they go at it. It's going to be a close game. Look, it's not going to be a blowout one way or the other. Every point you can get is going to be important.
That message, by the way, was from my lovely friend, the SID at Georgetown, the lovely Jenny Elder, one of my favorite people in the world. She says math is overrated. Brad's going to be down on the field with a special presentation, so he'll be down there with that. Be back with us at halftime and then the second half. Jenny, we appreciate you watching and listening. Hope that you've been able to watch it and enjoy the game thus far. The Cats and the Tigers tied at 7. Georgetown goes to Lindsey Wilson next week. That'll be a battle, no doubt. Not as far to Columbia as it is here to Bethel. Oh, I missed my trips to the Commonwealth, Jenny. We'll hope to do that again next year. Well, Sam Edwards back to punt it. So stand back here is 40. And he bumps it out of there, and it's a high kick, and it will roll into the end zone. No, he goes out at the 2-yard line. My goodness, a tough break for Bethel. Great effort there by Joshua Edwards from Shelbyville, Kentucky, the home of one Charles Hurt. And it will be at the 2-yard line. Well, Bethel, the good news is they have it. Two bad notes. It's only a minute 15 and a half in this 7-7 deadlock. And they're back at their own 2-yard line. Our statistician today is a very talented Derek Hubble, the head basketball coach, the women's coach. Coach Chris Nelson is going to join us here in just a matter of moments here at halftime. Special presentation to Tristan McCormick, the Bass fishing team. Man, we're just getting started. We got soccer tonight after the game, 4:30 and 7. Hubble's going to hang around. Why don't we pay him the big bucks? They're in the pistol, and Yancey, the freshman quarterback, is still in there with Tate, and they drop the ball in the end zone, and Tate picks it up. He's going to run out of there with it. Boy, what a nice recovery by Tate. Boy, that's the second high snap. Yancey, the backup quarterback, the freshman, went through his hand. Tate had the presence of mind to pick it up and ran out of there to the 9-yard line. He picked up 7 yards on a busted play, on a snafu. It will be Aristill and Dixon far side right. Pistol again to hand it off to Tate. Tate dances his way, jukes his way up to the 15, up to the 18, to the 19-yard line. Gets the Bethel first down. Good grief. Watch this replay. Boy, Coach Nelson's going to see all these replays. He's going to want that in women's basketball. They're in that pistol again. First down and 10. Tate again. Why not? Tate bounces off the line of scrimmage and will be lassoed down by about 3 or 4 of the Tigers. Down to 25 seconds left. See that great field shot provided by one Eli Gerard, no relation to Stan. They spell it differently. And the ball will be now at the 23-yard line. Coach Nelson will take a 2-minute break. He'll be back and join us at halftime. I think the Cats are going to be just happy with a 7-7, or satisfied, I guess would be the better word. We're going to go to halftime. The Cats will not snap it again. We're at halftime. The Cats took a 7-0 lead on a long touchdown pass, and then the Tigers came up with an interception. Got it in from 30 yards out on a 20-yard run. We'll give you scoring details and all the other matters here at halftime. Stats and more from Derek Hubble. We're tied at 7. We'll take a 2-minute break. Be back with Coach Nelson, stats, and some more great special presentations at halftime here at Bethel 7, Georgetown 7. Stay with us. It's a minute message on the Bethel Football Network.
Coming or going, the first move should take you to Taylor Real Estate and Auction on East Main in Huntingdon. With Taylor Real Estate and Auction, knowing where to begin is the key to real estate satisfaction, and no one does it better than Taylor Real Estate and Auction. Their hours are Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, and appointments can be made for other days and times. So whether you're in the market for real estate or looking for an auction company, call 986-8578. Knowledge is power. Taylor Real Estate and Auction.
Projects big or small? Do you really need to call? Yes. Always call 811 before you start any digging project. Put 811 at the top of your to-do list. 811 will contact your underground utilities to have your lines marked. Then you know where it's safe to dig. When you gamble with safety, you bet your life. Call 811 before you dig. Safety is our top priority. Thanks for trusting the West Tennessee Public Utility District.
The Johnsonville TVA Credit Union wants to finance your next car loan. Come in and get pre-approved before you go car shopping. Come by any branch, and Johnsonville TVA Credit Union will help with payments to fit your budget. Is your rate too high somewhere else? Bring it to Johnsonville TVA Credit Union and lock in a low rate. 4 locations to serve you: Camden, Huntington, New Johnsonville, and Cumberland City. Johnsonville TVA Employees Credit Union, your lender of choice when it comes to borrowing money. Member eligibility and loan approval required and federally insured by the NCUA.
If you're looking to purchase or refinance a home, or maybe you need a home equity line of credit, call the folks at Holly Credit Union and talk to one of their experienced loan officers. At Holly Credit Union, their goal is to provide members with low-cost, high-quality financial services in a friendly, personal environment. So call them today at 644-9031 to schedule an appointment to discuss your home loan situation. That's Holly Credit Union.
Deposit insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Visit Holly Credit Union of Paris.
We're back. Great camera work by our crew from Worthy Road Studios. You see a senior associate, Brad Chappell, with a hat on to the left. Gary Mason, the outstanding fishing coach here, the bass fishing coach. And Tristan McCormick, who just won a title down in the Alabama area. And he won the title this past week, and he'll participate in the 2022 championship in the Bassmasters Classic. Down to our right, coming out to the end zone down there, will be the McKenzie Middle School football team. Paul Carroll in the game. We'll see if our camera crew can get a shot of them. And they're being saluted here today. They've had another outstanding season. And I know Ruth Carroll is really proud of Paul and the McKenzie Junior Rebels. And Coach Nelson's going to join us in a minute. He's used to seeing those guys play, I'm sure. But we'll see if we can get our camera down there and see if we can get a shot of them here in just a matter of moments. As they're being saluted, I think they were supposed to come out at the end of the first quarter, but we had to snap doing that, and we apologize for that. And there you see the folks here. If we'll get our camera down there and get them on camera, we'll try to get a shot of them as well. We'll go ahead and start our interview with Coach Chris Nelson, the women's head basketball coach, and we get ready the 29th. Hard to believe that 2 weeks from last night. There's a shot of the game. Thanks, guys. Great job by Worthy Road Studios. They're waving at the crowd. They've had another great year, and Paul Carroll does a great job over there. I know Ruth is very happy for him and for the McKenzie Junior Rebel football team. But today's video broadcast is being brought to you by Worthy Road Studios and on the BallGame Blitz, as well as Wildcat Vision. And you can watch this on the BallGame Blitz Facebook page and also this evening on Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel. Worthy Road Studios produces live sports broadcasts for Bethel, Freed-Hardeman, and Union University, along with all the Jackson Christian, Trinity Christian Academy, Sacred Heart, and Trenton Peabody high schools as well. Today's broadcast is being produced by Paul Schulte. He's the executive producer director. The lovely Summer Sturgis, and I mean that, she's directing today on site. Cameras are Billy Boland on the main cameras. Sideline is Eli Gerard, and our replays, which we'll come up with right after we talk to Coach Nelson, is by Christopher Reeves. Tom Yarbrough is our producer and director, as always, at the radio station. We have the stats. We also have a lot of things coming up in a few minutes, but we're joined by the head coach of the Bethel Lady Wildcats, Coach Chris Nelson. And, Coach, I can't call you young anymore. You've been around a while. You're in the top 15 of all the coaches in the country as far as wins. Congratulations on that. And 2 weeks from last night, we're back on the radio with you on 100.9 and Wildcat Vision. There's a great shot of Coach Nelson, and I'm the older-looking guy, and he's the good-looking guy right there. I've known him for a long time. My wife actually taught him in, fourth grade, I guess it was?
It was third and fourth. Can we get Hubble cut out in the back?
Hubble will not come in. Hubble, you're being seen on the camera. He would not stay in here with us when the camera was on earlier. But, Coach Nelson, first of all, great to have you in the booth with us. I know I'm excited about football, but we're excited about basketball, and hard to believe that we're just, 13 days away now.
Yeah, it's crazy to think. You know, us on fall break right now, the girls will be back late Sunday, early Monday morning. So it's go time. When they get back from fall break, it's go.
You may have to get Worthy Roads up here to produce some of your broadcasts.
Hey, it looks big time. We tailgated before the game, and I heard on the radio you had them up here. I tailgated with some friends down there, Kelby, Mr. Al, and Morstead in the gang. So they heard Worthy Roads, and they were familiar with it. So they do a nice job.
Y'all were down there listening to us and watching what's happening at Keeneland, I know, too. He got underway this fall session here just a few days ago. I told some Georgetown folks that were tailgating down to our north end zone earlier. I said, I'm glad to be here today. This is where I work, and I love doing what we do. But I said, if there was any other place I could be, it would be Keeneland last night and Kentucky and LSU tonight. First of all, your thoughts about this first half of football before we talk about the first.
You know, it looks good. You know, our Cats have been, up and down. Early during the year, obviously the Delta State game and the turnovers hurt us. But, man, big wins here at the house. The Reinhardt game, I watched the first half here. Second half across the road. Great call on that, by the way, on the missed field goal with Reinhardt. And then, obviously, we slipped up late in the fourth last week at Cumberland, Kentucky. But we look good. We can just protect home. Coach Jasper and the football
staff, we actually play. You see us in the gym. We play 2 times a week, pickup basketball for our cardio, just, camaraderie with an athletic staff. So, we're cheering for these guys. Hopefully they can pull through.
Now, your program, your women's team, you open up on the 29th. You actually have a scrimmage before then, or is it kind of a scrimmage, or is it a sort of a pickup game?
No, it's a scrimmage
Okay.
with Wabash Valley. A good friend of mine, Coach Luke, he's been there off and on. He went to Indiana State as assistant, but I think they're ranked preseason in one poll at number 3 in the junior college preseason, so it'll be a nice test for us before we get going.
You know you're going to be on TV today. You and I both would have worn makeup.
I was going to say I'd have done makeup and got my hair done.
I like your team this year. I've seen you practice a little bit out there. Haven't been able to see a lot because we've been so busy with everything, but we'll be able to do that more in the next week or two. But I like your influx of newcomers, but you've got some veterans and some very talented veterans coming back.
Yeah, the key is, Mickey Head, you get a 6'1", 6'2" post player, her caliber, play inside out.
Great kid, too.
It's just hard to find, players like
Sure.
that. And like you said, a great kid. She's matured so much. She's 6th year in college. She's working on her master's right now. She'll actually be a graduate assistant next season. And then you have Millie Bryant in her 5th year. So you got 2 players that averaged double digits last year. So you got a foundation in a tough league. And then we absolutely love the pieces we have surrounded that we brought in for them.
What I like about Mickey, she can get in there and mix it up, but she can also step out there and do the 12, 15, even 18-footer for you, too.
That's right. She's a great back-to-the-basket player, but she really loves to live three-point line until, we can get her on the block on set calls. But she's a league leader in blocks last year with 61 blocks a game, averaged 13 points a game. It's just, I'm telling you, she's the real deal. I mean, she would play top 4 teams in the OVC. We're just lucky to have her, along with Millie Bryant, being the leader that she is. She just got back from an ankle. You were in the gym that day when she messed her ankle up a couple weeks ago. So we have the foundation. I know last year wasn't ideal, going 12-13, lost a couple key players in the season that changed that for us. But our girls adapted, lost some close games. But we filled the positions of the point guard, the 3/4 area. We filled those positions that we need to fill.
You've had some point guards. You've had some leaders on the team through the years. I go back to the blonde bomber, Morgan Martin. I thought she was the heart and soul of your team there a couple of years ago. But then you look at Millie. She truly is another heart and soul of your team. I mean, there'll be games that things won't be going right, and she's the kind of gal there, and Mickey too, but she's at that guard position, which you have to have more leadership. She'll be the guy that keeps them glued together, won't she?
Yeah, she flat out willed us to a couple wins last year.
Sure did.
Each year she just does what the team needs her to do. That year we were 29-4 and won the conference championship 2 years ago. She wasn't even an all-conference member and should have been. And then last year she was honorable mention all-conference. So she just does what she needs to do for her team. She don't need accolades. She don't need attaboys, but she deserves them. Always the hardest worker on the basketball team, the toughest on the basketball team, and you can just win with people like her.
Coach, some newcomers coming in that people don't know about yet.
Yeah, well, we'll start with freshman Callan Howard from Covington. Point guard, I got to give credit to my wife. She jumped on her through social media last year when she hadn't signed yet, and there was a possibility she was going to walk on at UT Martin or get a partial scholarship, and we got her on a visit and really just sold it to her, and she bid on it. And, we usually don't give the keys to somebody that early in your program, but we just trust her. So, hey, you're a point guard. If we play 40 minutes, she's probably going to play 40 minutes. If we play 45 minutes and she's not in foul trouble, she's probably going to play 45. So she's the point guard, the captain of our basketball team, or the head of the snake. And then you go into Keely Morrow, transfer from Lipscomb, who's battling Achilles right now. She'll be back soon. Lauren Carmona out of Santa Fe Community College is going to play the 4 for us. So we got some nice bodies coming in, and we're really excited about them.
Been pleased with the chemistry thus far?
Yeah, that's been the good part. Now we just got to develop some toughness and conditioning, but our chemistry's been good. And I think it just comes back to the type of people we have. But like you said, Mickey and Millie, the leadership's there. Ashton Hume, who I have to mention. So our leadership's there, and our chemistry's good. We've done some preseason stuff, played paintball, had cookouts at Mr. Al's house. We're going to do a tailgate again on November 13th when we don't have a game. So our chemistry's where it needs to be.
Talked to Michael Jasper in the Countdown to Kickoff pregame interview. He talked about the Bluegrass Division in football being the SEC. Women's basketball, and for that matter, men's too, but women's basketball, I'm telling you, look at both of those leagues. It truly is the SEC of the country, the NAI. I mean, you could have a great year and still finish 4th or 5th in that league, couldn't you?
No doubt.
Anyone could, not just you, but anyone.
If we're 4th or 5th in this league, I think we're top 15 in the country. If we're top 3, we're top 10 in the country. Thomas More and Campbellsville, great coaches, great teams. Thomas More makes the finals last year and probably would have won it if their kid wasn't a tore ACL in the semifinal game. But in this league, I feel like the top four finished top five in the OVC, you know, in small Division I. It's great coaches. That's what makes our league so great. It's great coaches, great players. The rivalries are great. You just can't chalk one up any night. I know that's coach talk, but, you know, in other leagues, you think, hey, you have a night off, your morale will get better. In this league, you got to be ready every night.
Chris, always a pleasure to talk to you. And, the Lord's let me stick around. Hopefully we'll be around another couple, 2 or 3 weeks. But as we get a little older, we still enjoy it, though, and I really am excited about your team and Jeff Britt's team. I'm excited about the basketball season. Still excited about football and all the other things going on, soccer tonight and all that. But certainly, you know my love for basketball through the years of broadcasting. It's been a labor of love, and I look forward to being back with you again this year.
Yeah, I'm excited. You know, I told you that a long time ago. I never take for granted the product you're able to put on the air for us, your whole staff, the whole crew. Bethel puts us on the stage to where we can be successful. So I never take that for granted. You take a lot of people on a lot of rides, and hopefully it's going to be a great ride this year.
Good luck to you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Coach Chris Nelson joins us. We're going to take a 1-minute break, and when we come back, we'll come back and show you some of the highlights of the first half, courtesy of Worthy Road Studios. We'll do that, and still stats to come as well. A couple of scores. Arkansas has tightened it up with Ole Miss, 24-21 in that one. Thanks, John. John Jones giving us the scores. Vanderbilt, well, you thought it would be pretty blowout, and Florida beating them 28-0, and a couple of other scores he hands me. Oklahoma 38, Texas 20, Oklahoma. We'll be back. Tennessee winning big, too. Last I saw was 28-0, I think, something like that. The Vols are on a roll. Scored 62 the other day and 28 today in the first quarter. We'll take a 1-minute break. We're back with replays, courtesy of Worthy Roads and Christopher Reason. We'll come back with that right after this on the Bethel Football Network.
Are you always on the go trying to cram a job, picking up the kids, and all of your other errands into an 8-hour day? Carroll Bank & Trust is proud to offer mobile banking that allows you to bank on the go and make banking convenient for you. The mobile app allows you to check your balance, transfer money, all from the palm of your hand, 24/7. How's that for convenient? At Carroll Bank & Trust, we're proud to offer banking options that fit into your busy schedule. Carroll Bank & Trust, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Always online at carrollbank.com.
We're proud to call Huntington one of our new hometowns. Now serving Huntington and all of Carroll County, Hometown Health Clinic is open on the Court Square, featuring family practice, internal medicine, pediatrics, mental health, a Suboxone program, and convenient care. Hometown Health Clinic, staffed with folks you know caring for families just like yours. On the Court Square in Huntington and online at hometownclinics.com.
With Tom Yarborough at the controls, welcome back, everybody. We're back here at Wildcat Stadium. The special teams out warming up as we get ready for this second half. And we're going to go to our replays here, provided by Director Paul Schulte, Summer Sturgis, and the replay operator is one Christopher Reasons. We're going to go to those here in just a matter of moments, about 11 minutes before we kick off this second half. If memory serves me correct, it will be Georgetown will have the ball when we begin the second half. Don't have the replays yet? Okay. All right, we'll try to tune those up here in just a minute. While we get ready for those, let's give you some stats of this first half. Bethel has 5 first downs. Georgetown has 9. Georgetown's rushed the ball 22 times for 53 yards. How about Bethel rushing it 20 times for 53 yards? Passing yards, Georgetown 49, Bethel 96. You get the drift. That's why we're in a deadlock at 7-7 in a low-scoring game between two high-scoring teams. Gianni Elder, your Georgetown Tigers are 1 of 8 in three-point conversions. Bethel is 2 of 7. Meanwhile, the total offense thus far for both teams, 102 yards for Georgetown, 149 for Bethel. I'm a little bit stunned by that, not taking any disrespect toward either defensive units. Burgess, 3 of 13 in the air for 49 yards, 1 interception, no touchdowns. Chalbe, who left midway the second quarter with an apparent injury, or they just weren't satisfied the way he was playing. He came in with a bum ankle coming into the game. He's just 2 of 8, 96 yards, 2 interceptions, and a touchdown. Leading rushers in the game, Babb has 1 carry for 2 yards. Cobb, 6 carries for 25. Burgess, 8 for 15. Conley, 6 for 7. So Bethel's done a good job on them on the ground. Georgetown's done a good job on Bethel. How about Yancey, 2 carries for -19. Chalbe, 4 carries for -3. Those sacks wipe them off a little bit, don't they? Tate is the leading rusher of the game, 12 carries for 67 yards. Airstill, 2 catches for 96 yards, both of them dazzling, I might add. The longest was 79. That's the only score that Bethel had in the game. That coming at the 8:54 mark of the first stanza, capping off a 79-yard drive, the touchdown pass that Aristotle just went up. It's pretty good defense by Georgetown, I thought. Aristotle just went up and got the ball, and then Morales hit the PAT. We've got those replays ready in just a matter of moments. After Georgetown picked off a pass, that was picked off by their outstanding linebacker, one of the best we've seen, Chad Holleran, their leading tackler. It set Georgetown up in great position. The 30-yard drive capped off by the 20-yard scamper by Burgess, who carried several people in the end zone with him. The PAT by Edwards, 7-7 at the end of one. No score in the second quarter. I think we're ready for those replays now, so let's go back. Here it is. Our first replay will be the touchdown pass. This is Chaube hitting Aristill. Thing of beauty, 79 yards. See him drop back. Aristill, nice coverage, really, to be honest with you, by Bethel. And then Aristill just went up and got it. And he scoots into the end zone. That came at the 8:54 mark of the first stanza, and Bethel took a 7-0 lead after the Morales PAT. Our next highlight, provided by the gang, is going to be Georgetown's interception. See Chaube drop back after the play fake, and he throws it right in there, and it's Holleran picking it off. Good coverage by the defender, and then Holleran, the linebacker, scoots back down inside the 45-yard line. We actually had a penalty after that. And then here's the interception again by Georgetown, the second of the day for the Tigers. Chaube throws it. Picked off there that time by Davon Starks. And this is the play I said Holleran set him up for the touchdown. It's actually Starks who set him up. And this is the touchdown run. And watch the power of Burgess here. Burgess, more powerful than you think. I mean, broke a tackle. Bates is normally a really good tackler. Carries about 3 or 4 Tigers in with him. The offensive line there. And Burgess, 6'5", 230, just powered his way in the end zone. Edwards, the PAT, a moment later, tied the game. And here is Burgess rolling this time. And this is going to be the pass interception by Bethel. And coming up with that was Brandon Moore. Saved the day for the Cats. And then this is the final replay provided by the gang. And here's where Chaube drops it. Never picked it up. And you see the Tigers fall on it there. Big 93 fell on it there. And that's going to be not 93, Dave. But it was recovered by Georgetown. That came at the 8:53 mark. And that's your replays, courtesy of Paul Schultz and the gang at Worthy Road Studios. Great job there by the gang. Getting back to those stats, we'll tell you that Cobb, the leading receiver, 2 for 22 yards. Barber, 1 catch for 27, and Aristill has got the only 2 receptions for Bethel here at halftime. Let's settle back in. A 2-minute break. We're at halftime. Worthy Road Studios, WEIO 100.9, Wildcat Vision, and the BallGame Blitz, all making it possible for you today here. A 2-minute message on the Bethel Football Network.
Coming or going, the first move should take you to Taylor Real Estate and Auction on East Main in Huntingdon. With Taylor Real Estate and Auction, knowing where to begin is the key to real estate satisfaction, and no one does it better than Taylor Real Estate and Auction. Their hours are Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, and appointments can be made for other days and times. So whether you're in the market for real estate or looking for an auction company, call 986-8578. Knowledge is power. Taylor Real Estate and Auction.
Projects big or small? Do you really need to call? Yes, always call 811 before you start any digging projects. Put 811 at the top of your to-do list. 811 will contact your underground utilities to have your lines marked. Then you know where it's safe to dig. When you gamble with safety, you bet your life. Call 811 before you dig. Safety is our top priority. Thanks for trusting the West Tennessee Public Utility District.
The Johnsonville TVA Credit Union wants to finance your next car loan. Come in and get pre-approved before you go car shopping. Come by any branch, and Johnsonville TVA Credit Union will help with payments to fit your budget. Is your rate too high somewhere else? Bring it to Johnsonville TVA Credit Union and lock in a low rate. 4 locations to serve you: Camden, Huntingdon, New Johnsonville, and Cumberland City. Johnsonville TVA Employees Credit Union, your lender of choice when it comes to borrowing money. Member eligibility and loan approval required, and federally insured by the NCUA.
If you're looking to purchase or refinance a home, or maybe you need a home equity line of credit, call the folks at Holly Credit Union and talk to one of their experienced loan officers. At Holly Credit Union, their goal is to provide members with low-cost, high-quality financial services in a friendly, personal environment. So call them today at 644-9031 to schedule an appointment to discuss your home loan situation. That's Holly Credit Union.
Deposit insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Visit Holly Credit Union of Paris.
We're back at Wildcat Stadium. You see the Cats come out, courtesy of Worthy Road Studios. Tom Yarborough, our producer and director, big Alabama fan. They play at Texas A&M tonight. Speaking of Alabama fans, we're joined by our senior associate athletic director, my boss, Brad Chappell. And what are you predicting? Tied by 3 touchdowns?
Well, just to be clear, the Tide is my second favorite college team.
Bethel. Yeah,
Bethel's my first.
Yeah, sure.
I only root for the Tide when Bethel's not playing. So yeah.
Well, Bethel signs the checks too, don't they? I mean,
Right. And I do think for sure. I think Saban said it this week. It's a trap game for them.
It is.
You know, they should win it, but Texas A&M is certainly talented enough to come out and beat them if they're not playing.
Another big one tonight. Georgia and Auburn tangling up. Of course, my Cats and LSU. League is awfully tough. This league awfully tough. There's Brad Chappell right there. He's the guy in the middle, and the ever dapper one down to his right is the very talented Derek Hubble, who's been a little camera shy today. Well, Brad, your thoughts? 7-7 here at half. Low-scoring game. Stats will show that to you there. And your thoughts about the first half, and what do you expect in the second half from both teams?
Well, first of all, I don't think we have, in regards to Bethel specifically, we have played really well at times, and then we have made some very poor decisions that have, luckily to this point, have not cost us on the scoreboard. But like I pointed out in the first half, you could, if we had those possessions back where we didn't get off the field, for instance, on a third down, or we gave them the ball with a silly penalty or turnover, if we had those possessions back, this could certainly very well be a 21-7 game in Bethel's favor at this point.
I know you were down on the field taking care of some duties, and the team was back in the locker room. Did you hear any whispering about is Chalby hurt, or is it just he wasn't playing well?
I think it's a combination of both.
Okay.
I think it's a combination of both. I mean, you can see on the stats here, he's 2 of 8. Definitely the touchdown earlier was a huge play and a great throw. He's made some good throws, but then and it's the thing with on quarterback play, and I'll point out too, quarterback is it's a super, super difficult position to play. That's why those guys in the NFL make so many millions and millions of dollars, because there's only like 50 people on the face of the planet that are talented enough to play in that league. And then when you're asking people to play against talented folks like in our league like this, it's the same type deal. There's only so many people around that can actually execute those types of decision-making, those types of the physical aspect of it. So it's very difficult. So I want to point that out, that I'm not offering just criticism. I'm acknowledging that this is a difficult position to play. But in that regard, and I'm sure that Nolan would tell you this has not been my best game. I've put some throws out there that I shouldn't have. So the fact that he's injured, if he was not injured, he would probably still be in the game. He has not played bad enough to have to sit out at all. But in combination with his a little bit lack of mobility at this point, I think they just wanted to kind of see what Yancey might be able to do as well. Just to give a little different perspective at the quarterback position.
Tough spot for Yancey, the freshman, to go in there too, wasn't it?
Yeah, and of course, we saw it. As soon as he comes in, you got a freshman quarterback, a backup guy. They pin their ears back and they bring the house and get us going backwards.
And a couple of snafus on snaps too, wasn't it?
Right, and that could be some issues with the snap count where the center's maybe not used to that snap count, or maybe just not comfortable with it. So. When you change a position like that, it is fraught with peril. There's definitely a good chance that it could backfire. I'll be interested to see who trots out to get under center for the second half.
Interesting to note, too, we mentioned both teams averaging over 400 yards in total offense. They're both going to have to scoot today. Georgetown only 102, credit Bethel's defense. Cats only 149, credit Georgetown's defense.
Right. We knew, both defenses are stout. Particularly when we're playing well, it's going to be a knockdown dragout for the last 2 quarters of this game.
2 soccer matches coming up, but first 2 quarters of football as It will be Austin Abbott to kick it away. The Tigers will have a chance to draw first blood. They drive Cobb at the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, 35, 40. On his feet and gallops his way up to the 43 before the Cats corral him there. On his feet still, and they blow the whistles. Still never went down. He's going to be up around the 45-yard line, Brad Chappell. Good return.
Yeah, excellent return. That's really, to me, our first not great play on special teams. Had some breakdown in coverage there. Good kick. We just didn't get to where we needed to get, fight through the blocks, make the tackle.
Chrismon and Bates make the tackle. They get credit for the assist. At the 44-yard line, the Tigers will have it there. That was a 34-yard return. So at the 44, first and 10, we're underway 10 seconds into this second half. Tied at 7, Cats and the Tigers.
And over.
Be held at Jenny Elder up in Georgetown today. Under center, Burgess. Play fakes. Now they go with reverse. They've set up here this time Johnson to come this way. He's got to throw the pass, the halfback pass. He finds the man wide open. That's Maggart. Caught it, and he's inside the 20-yard line down to about the 15. Let's make it about the 12-yard line. And that caught me by surprise, and here's the replay, Brad Chappell.
Yeah, really, really good setup. Really good play call, really, even by Georgetown. Just catch you in a bind there. They brought the guy from the backside to run that route. And you know, the teams like Georgetown have been around forever. Coach has been coaching forever. They know in a game like this, you're going to have to generate some plays like that to make something happen.
That's a tough pass back, throwing it across his body, too, was it? The right-handed pass. Burgess drops back. That's going to be the quarterback draw. He's at the 5. He's going to go in untouched. Touchdown.
Yeah.
2 plays. Georgetown has the early lead here in the second half.
Well, just it goes without saying the opposite of what we wanted to happen there. We kind of got on our heels a little bit. We know we didn't play the reverse pass terrible. Obviously, the guy was wide open, but at the line of scrimmage, at point of attack, we had it played. Just had kind of had a breakdown in our defensive secondary to allow him to get that open. It wasn't even a great thrown ball.
And to attempt the PAT, Edwards. Snap back, ball down, kick up. Georgetown is up, 14-7. Let's note the special teams guys. Edwards, the kicker. He does the punting. Long snapper is Mullins. And the holder in this case, we'll double-check that in a minute. But it's 14-7. That's the big news. Coach Cronin applauding across the way. And the Cats caught napping on a halfback pass. They're down 14-7, 14:04, third quarter. Stay with us on 30 on the Bethel Football Network.
Are you always on the go trying to cram a job, picking up the kids, and all of your other errands into an 8-hour day? Carroll Bank & Trust is proud to offer mobile banking that allows you to bank on the go and make banking convenient for you. The mobile app allows you to check your balance, transfer money, all from the palm of your hand, 24/7. How's that for convenient? At Carroll Bank & Trust, we're proud to offer banking options that fit into your busy schedule. Carroll Bank & Trust, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Always online at carrollbank.com.
Welcome back to Wildcat Stadium. Georgetown just went ahead by 7, 14-7, 14:04 left in the third quarter. Getting ready to kick it off deep to the Cats.
Well, the Cats have to answer here. Edwards to kick it away. Early momentum now in this half. Georgetown. End over end kick, and that's going to be back in that end zone.
No, don't do that.
He's going to come out of there. And that's going to be bringing it out of there will be Dick Dixon, and he's hit back at the 10-yard line. Brad, I echo what you were saying there. You just don't do that. Poor decision by the Cats.
Yeah, I think he caught it 8-9 yards deep in the end zone, and you just that's not a. Well, be quite honest, it's kind of a freshman mistake. Now
you might get away with that with a team not as well coached as Georgetown,
right?
But not Georgetown.
And it was, it wasn't that he was giving bad effort. It was just kind of poor decision making in that regard. He's trying to make something happen, and the old coaches will tell you usually when you're trying to make something happen. You do for the other team.
Cats are going to get a break as they're going to have to re-kick it.
Oh,
Did
beautiful.
they call offsides, guys?
They called something.
Offsides on the Cats.
All right. We get a redo.
I know who it was they called it on, but I'm not going to say. His mother may be watching and listening. 13:59, second half. Georgetown here today. 2 tough road games here today, and then Lindsey Wilson next week in Columbia. Tigers on the road. The Cats go back on the road for 2 weeks before we come back home for the final 3 of the regular season anyway here.
Yeah, it'll be exciting last 3 home games.
Among those, on the 30th, Lindsey Wilson. I will be here. Brad will be here. All the important people will be here except one. But he is a tennis coach, and he's out with tennis, Derek Hubble.
I believe we've got homecoming the following week.
Yep, that's right. Braden and Nanny will be doing stats that day.
We've got a lot of wonderful, storied, legendary alumni coming back for that weekend.
I sure blew it with Coach Nelson, too, because I did not mention Nina Djokovic and the 14-15 team. I did some research on them yesterday. Got a lot of info that I'll pass on to you next week, Brad. I'm waiting on some bios. 14-7, and Georgetown has to set it back 5 yards, and Edwards will kick it in. This time, let's see if the Cats bring it out.
There you go.
Malone says, no, I'm not going to do that. That was about 5 or 6 yards over his head. And the Cats will have it on the touchback, 1st and 10. Well, Brad, I guess the big question now, who comes out at quarterback? Would Chalbe be out there hurt, or would it be Yancey?
I'll be interested to see.
Chalbe's got his hands up next to his helmet there, like he was listening to someone up top here. Yancey's in that mix, too, but Chalbe's going to come out.
I honestly think it's got to be Chalbe.
Yeah, it's got to be, unless he just cannot go,
Yeah, I really do. Just got to put him in some situations where he's not got to do as much decision-making, hopefully, which is tough to do.
High snap, Chalbe pulls it down, he's going to be sacked. That snap was to his right and a little high, and Brad, we've had 3 or 4 snafus on snaps. Let's get a replay of this at Worthy Road Studios.
And a little hot, too.
It wasn't that bad of a snap as far as the accuracy of it. It's just hot, and he bobbled it.
Yeah. Well, and didn't we make a change at center when McLean went down?
Let's see who that is now. It looks like it's...
Not that the young man's doing a bad job. It's just that, it's a change from what we practiced all week.
It is. They're in the pistol with Tate behind Chalbe.
That's a great snap.
Play
there.
fake. Chalbe's going to throw. Incomplete. Great play there by Bethel. Showing why he's one of the best defenders in the league. He knocked that away, and he's out there single coverage with Aristotle, and that's a tough task, but he was Johnny to it. It's going to be 3rd down at about 14 yards. 13-19, clock arrested after the interception or the incompletion. The Cats going to bring in now Raycon Wilson. Raycon will come in, and he'll bring 18 receptions with him. Needs one here. Triples here to the near side. Aristotle, lone guy to the left. Single coverage out there. They got their best defender on Bethel's best receiver. Here's the pass, complete. That's Wilson, 40. Wilson, 45. Wilson midfield. Wilson out of bounds across the way in Georgetown territory at the 47-yard line. And a strike that time by Chalbe and a nice pattern run by Wilson.
And that's why we need Chalbe back there, because he can make those kind of throws. When he's playing at his best, there's nobody we've got that's as good as him.
Halloran ran him out of bounds across the way. Bethel will bring in now
at quarterback
Ford. And no doubt. So it's going to be 1st and 10. The ball at the Georgetown 47. Big pickup there. That was a 3rd and long. 14. And Bethel gets a lot more than 14. Handoff. Tate knocked down as he crosses the line of scrimmage. And may have got a yard or two, maybe to the 46. It's going to be 2nd and 9.
Man, I thought he picked up at least 2.
Stanford and others in on the stop. Yeah, it didn't look like he got a great spot. Great shot of Tate there. 4th all-time leading rusher in Bethel history. No one will ever catch number 1, I don't think, Adrian Smith. Play fake. Chalbe throws this time. Incomplete. Good coverage that time. Great coverage downfield by Simpson. Pass intended to Chalbe's favorite receiver, Dixon, so it brings up 3rd and 9. Cats went for a big one there and didn't get it.
I still want to see Ford get involved.
Good shot of Dixon there. And coming in the game now again will be Wilson, who had that big reception a moment ago, and coming out will be Ford. Aristotle, you see him, number 15, top of your screen. You folks on the radio side, you folks watching, too, we do have a radio audience. If you think we're over-describing, that's why. And not in the pistol to his left and behind him now, Chalbe puts Tate in motion coming here to the near side. Chalbe drops. Chalbe looks. Chalbe is going to be sacked back at midfield. Flushed out of there, and D.J. White into the stop from Madisonville, KY, the home of one Austin Childress.
Oh.
So the Cat defense does their job a moment ago, and now Georgetown does just likewise, and out to punt it will be Caleb Hall, averaging 39 per punt. Longest of 51. Doesn't really need 51 here. He needs a good 40. Dropping back to receive the punt will be Barber. 11:37, clock stopped. Great sideline shot there, provided by Mr. Gerard, Eli Gerard. And Hall to get away from about his own 40. Good snap. Not a long punt, sort of a wobbly one that will take a Bethel roll, though, and go out of bounds around the 20. All in all, pretty good. And Georgetown will have it 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Yeah, not our best punt of the day, but I think it accomplished what we needed to do, is get it downfield and get our defense back out here and hopefully get the ball back pretty quick.
Kept it away from a dangerous returner, too.
You know, if we're looking on the bright side, Dave, the touchdown they scored after the break, the one bright side of it, it only took 2 plays.
Yeah,
so no
exactly.
time off the clock. We still got time to get back in the game.
They came up with the interception by the Tigers, and then 2 plays later on the 20-yard gallop, Burgess took it in. Out here in the flat, they find Cobb. Cobb makes a guy miss. He's at the 20 to the 25 on his feet to the 28-yard line, dissecting his way literally. You'll see it here on the replay. Did a good job with those good, nifty feet. Watch this footwork.
It's really a screen pass. It looked like just a bubble route to the running back, but it's really a screen pass because the lineman blocked for a count and then released to our linebackers and secondary.
Like Bethel, so well coached. It's Boots Ellett. The offensive lineman was trying to get up there and get another block. That's a great effort by an offensive lineman. Singles each way, wings each way. They play fake it, and now they go over the middle, incomplete. A bullet pass to Barber. If he throws that a little less velocity, they may complete that, Brad. Bethel gets a break, incomplete.
Yeah, I thought we were close to picking it off. Yeah, with Griffin. Almost picked that off. Of all the praise I've given to Georgetown today, I didn't like that play design, to be quite honest. Of course,
John Elway kind of pass, too, wasn't it?
Yeah, who am I to say? They got a penalty over there somewhere. Got on the far side flag.
Yeah. Burgess took it on the quarterback.
I don't think they were set.
Sneak. They may not have been. Let's see if Bethel refuses it, as he only gets the yard. Well, no, they'll take it because that would have been 3rd and about a yard now, so Bethel will take the yards. What am I thinking? And Mr. Baxter, Alonzo Baxter, the white hat today. Ball start.
They weren't. The receiver wasn't out there set in his spot when they snapped the ball.
Not typical of a Bill Cronin coach team.
Well, and that's on your quarterback.
Yeah, it is.
It really is. I mean, the quarterback, that's one of his jobs, make sure everybody gets set and get out where they're supposed to be.
Cade Mullins comes out, hometown guy there from Georgetown. Coming in the game will be Jake Johnson from Somerset. 2 receivers, far side, right. 1 here to the near side. Slot position to the wing here, and here's Burgess. Claps those hands, looks, flushed out of there. Going to run for his life, and he's knocked down. And the guy that got there was Jerwin Young, and then Jacoby Griffin finished him off. And it's short of the first down. The Cat defense does a job. They hold him, and it will be Georgetown having to punt from their own 25-yard line, and the Cats will send back Brandon Moore, the fleet-footed one from Fayetteville, back there to receive this punt.
Really,
where'd you kick it away?
Yeah, great job by the defense there to get a 3 and out. The penalty certainly helped us. And like you observed, an uncharacteristic miscue, which we will.
A nice punt that Moore will run back under and catch it over his shoulder at about the 28. He's back to the 25, and he's going to be pinned in back there in great special teams coverage by Georgetown. And down there to make that great play was Jacob Brass.
Yeah, he really did make a good play. Our guy was blocking well and rightfully held up to avoid a penalty there at the very end, which allowed him to make. Yeah, the only thing he could have done was block him in the back. So
Secker did a good job not getting an illegal block in the back, too. Wisely, he ran away from that a little bit. Well, Chalbay will bring him out. Aristotle will be far side left. Here to the near side will be Burse, both in double digits in receptions this year. Aristotle had the only 2 receptions of the first half for Bethel. Chalbay in the shotgun. Gives it to Tate, and there's just nothing there at all.
Absolutely nothing.
You see why they're only yielding 46 yards per game rushing. And it's going to be 2nd and 10, Brad, and it's hard to run in between tackles on them, isn't it?
Right. You know, they're just standing us up, and playing both sides of both gaps on either side of the defensive lineman. They going laterally down the line. They're not trying to penetrate. And of course, there's a linebacker blitz on that play.
And again, they push Hughes back this time. You look at that D-line, Brad. 302, 263, 244. Not as big as some D-lines, but they've always had great feet.
The thing is, for our intents and purposes, a stalemate is a win for the defense. We're not getting movement up front. We've got to move them.
And one of the strengths of this Bethel team is the offensive line, the size and their footwork as well. Chalbay's in trouble. Chalbay's going to be sacked back inside the 20. And let's see who got that. Doing a little celebrating. Bethel's back there on the linebacker blitz. And they had another guy back there, and let's see who that is. That's big number 66. Is that right? That's an offensive lineman number. Actually, well,
it's a coverage sack.
Yep, sure was.
Coverage sack. He was trying to get rid of it, didn't have anywhere to go with it. That one's not on Chalbay at all.
Well, the ball back at the 18. So the Cats had it, and he went backwards from the 36 back now, and it's going to be Hall punting it from his own 10. Johnson back near midfield to receive the punt. End over end, not a very long one either. It goes out of bounds across way. Georgetown's going to have the ball with a 14-7 lead, 7:40 in the third, and they'll have it in Bethel territory. The Cat defense, which has been brilliant, will have to be that just again. They'll have it at Bethel's 46-yard line, 1st and 10.
I hate to call on our defense again too often, but they are playing well. But what we really need at this point to assist our offense, we need to create a turnover. We need to create a turnover either by forcing them into a poor throw, forcing a fumble, something of that nature to give us a spark and give us some field position.
Good point, Brad. And it's 86 degrees. You can only call on them so long. You know it?
You're right.
Bethel with 4 down linemen. Burgess flips it over here to Cobb. Bethel had it covered brilliantly. Great plays. Bumped and tackled in the backfield at the 49. And the guy that made that play for the Cats getting in there was number 91, Tolando McCaw. He did a great job, turned him back, and they drop him. Help got there for a 3-yard loss, 2nd and 13, back at the 49. You see it there. Look at that defense. Swarmed all over that, didn't they?
Yeah, it was a really good job.
2nd down and 13. Cat defense, Johnny on the spot that first play. Let's see if they can do it again. Burgess trying to do likewise or otherwise. 1 receiver here to the near side, 2 far side right. Burgess drops. Burgess looking for help. He'll roll this way. Burgess is going to tuck it and run. 50, 45, and will step out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. Gets the yards back that they lost, plus a couple more, so it's going to bring up 3rd down and 8. Clock arrested at 6:55 of the third, and a 14-7 Georgetown lead, and or the defense, this is probably 2-down territory, would you think?
I would think so. They did get away with a hold there on 94, but that ship sailed. But I thought we played pretty good right there too.
Yep, sure did.
In that regard on defense. 94 had a shot at him, and he was pulled down in the backfield.
Burgess in the gun, back to his right, 3rd and 8 for the Bethel 44. Burgess drops. Burgess throws. Incomplete. Should have been caught and dropped. The Cats get a break as Dylan Hughes had the ball to go right through his hands.
I think they'll punt this.
Yeah, he's bringing out the punting unit.
Yeah.
You're right. With a 14-7 lead, 6:32 in the third. Coach Cronin's forgot more than I'll ever know, but that is the right call.
I think had they picked up several yards there, if it had been like a 4th and less than 5, I think you're right. They probably would have gone for it or tried to draw us off sides. But a 4th and 8, that makes that punt call a little easier to make.
Edwards to punt it away from about his own 45. Snap back to him. High, not a very long kick, but high as a double. And it takes a great Bethel roll, but too much. Goes into the end zone, and the Cats get a break there. They had people down there, but that thing took a nasty hop if you're a Georgetown fan, and the Cats will have it 1st and 10.
Yeah, you can see by the punter's reaction, that's not what he wanted to happen. That they wanted to kill that thing inside the 10, but it took a weird bounce. It looked like one of my wedge shots, and then it got the roll out past the hole. We'll
make sure that we get this note back. But, Braden, if you'll go this take this down to the PA and tell him to promote that a couple of times for me and bring it back to me. Thank you, sir. Well, the ball at the 20. First and 10, Cats. Hash mark left. Triples here to the near side. There's still the one guy always out there at the top by himself. Put the tight end in motion. Bring him back for blocking. Give it to Tate. Nowhere to go. That fell apart very quickly. Tate stopped for a loss of 3 or 4. And, Brad, we just haven't been able to establish anything, we being Bethel, in this third stanza.
Yeah, we're going to have to loosen them up. I mean, I know we're a little hesitant to do that, but they've got their ears pinned back. They know we want to run the football and are hesitant to throw it a little bit in certain areas. We're just going to have to. We're going to have to if we want to win.
5:45, clock running third. Second and 12. Chaube dropped. Chaube throws. Chaube over the middle, almost intercepted. High pass and incomplete as he tried to hit again his favorite receiver, Dixon. Brad, catchable or not? Too high?
I thought it was catchable, personally. I did. I thought it was catchable. It was a little high, but I thought he should have come down with it.
Don't you love how your play-by-play guy puts you on the spot?
You're right.
The reason I said this, I thought it was catchable, too, to be honest with you. Well, it's third down and 12. 5:39 third. Bethel down by 7, trying to get something going. They go out here in the flat. A little pass out to Tate, breaks the tackle, breaks another tackle, 30, 35, 40, 45. He's got the first down. He's hit hard at the 45-yard line, but Bethel converts on the pass to Tate. That's what you do. You get the ball in the hands of a playmaker, and he delivered.
And he had a chance to take it the distance there. They caught him right by the shirt tail. And be quite honest, I thought they got him with a helmet-to-helmet shot at the end that was not called. But, again, that ship has sailed.
Missed tackle back there that set that whole thing up, too, wasn't it?
But that's what you depend on from your senior tailback.
In motion forward, he's going to block for Tate. Tate never gets to the point where he can block for him. He's hit in the backfield, back at about the 45-yard line. Boy, Bethel, a great player for Georgetown, but he loves it when he makes a big play. He's pretty animated, and I guess you can do that when you're that good. 44-yard line, second down and 11. I never had a chance to celebrate. Matter of fact, I never played football. Second and 11.
I was trying to see, is Bethel a senior?
Bethel is a junior from Louisville.
Seems like I've heard his name for a long time.
Ryan Bethel. Good player.
He is a good player.
Chaube in the pocket, looking, being flushed out of there. They've got people coming at him, and he throws and a great off. Couldn't hold on. Aristill, that would have been a circus catch. Went down low to get it, and not a bad play by Chaube because he was doing all he could to get it away. Let's hope Aristill's okay. He came up and hit that turf hard. 86 degrees, probably in the 90s down there.
Where's this third down?
Third down, 11, yeah.
Okay.
Aristill's going to come out a little shaken up. They're going to bring Kenny Williams in the game. Kenny, the young man from Decatur, Alabama. Now, Kenny comes out, and they bring in Prather. Prather, really good star for us last year. Hadn't played a lot this year. Trying to earn his minutes back, and they set the clock back to, 4:21? Is that what they're going to do?
4:21.
4:21 is what they're going to put up there. And I might add that the clock has worked beautifully today, along with the play clocks.
Congratulations. And the play clock
working today?
Yeah, everything. It's things you don't notice, when they're working.
It's not called getting a raise. It's called keeping your job.
Well, it's like offensive linemen. You don't notice them till something bad happens, and then everybody points them out. So they don't get enough praise.
Hughes comes in motion this way.
Like our SID staff.
Third down, 11. Chaube throws. Chaube, good coverage. Bethel again. Bethel's attacking Bethel, but for the most part, other than that one play where they get Aristill beating him, he's been superb, and Bethel's going to have to punt the football. Well, after the great catch and first down, the drive comes up short.
Well, I think I'm not super disappointed. I mean, obviously, I'd love to get a first down and take it down and score, but this puts us in a good position if we can get the way our defense is playing right now. If we can get something inside the 20 and get a good defensive stand, make them punt back. It's just a seesaw field position. We can get back in there. Your offense, it gives your offense a spark when you're closer to the goal line. It just seems to. You don't seem to have as far to go each time.
That's going to be the delay of game because Bethel had a mix-up That just shouldn't happen. And Prater is coming in there.
And I'll tell you again, I don't think that hurts us right here.
No, it really doesn't hurt us. Coach Jasper can't be happy about that, but hands on his hips. Third year for Michael, former great player here, pro player. Celebrating a birthday yesterday, a lovely family.
Not how we want to get those 5 yards, but I think it helps us under the circumstances.
Yep. Back to the 39-yard line.
He's got all this green over here on our sideline. He needs to punt it there and hope it goes out of bounds.
Exactly. Keep it away from the day. And both teams have done a pretty good job doing that today. He's going to roll this way, do a little Australian kind of kick. Going to take a Bethel bounce. Bounds inside the 35, rolls inside the 30, and will roll dead at about the 27. Down there by Riley Wood.
Not exactly what we wanted there, but close enough.
Speaking of family men, Riley's married, has a child. They met him last year at Pitcher Day. 14-7 your score. Austin Childress is in the house. He didn't hear my reference to Madisonville earlier. One of the players from Madisonville. He's all decked out today. Looks dapper. Looks like he's going to preach instead of be assistant SID today. 27-yard line, 1st and 10 there, Tigers. They lead the game 14-7 on this hot and humid day in West Tennessee. Burgess in that shotgun, back to his left. What does Bill Cronin and his offensive mind draw up this time, his offensive coordinator? Looks right, throws back against the grain. Cobb, great catch. If he leads him a little more or hits him a little bit more adeptly, he might go to the house that time. Everything rolled right. There's that deception, the tackle by Bethel's Jacob Hamer, but they set that up pretty well. Just he threw it sort of awry, but Cobb made a nice catch and picks up 8 yards, 2nd and 2, Brad.
Yeah, good play design there, and I thought we played it pretty well.
Vontae Bates on the coverage.
Yeah,
sure
I really did.
Vontae's a good player. They go to the running back and trying to cruise his way or power his way this time to the first down, and he gets that. That's Conley, their power back. Nick from Flatwoods, Kentucky, moves up to the 45. It's going to be 1st and 10 Georgetown. Clock running 3:25, third stanza. Cats and the Tigers clawing their way here at Wildcat Stadium today. Will not be back home until 3 weeks from today. Is that right? Yep. And it's going to be number 1, Lindsey Wilson. Doesn't get any easier, does it?
No, it does not.
So, just short of the 40, 1st and 10, Burgess under center. Hands it, running back, trying to get far side right is Barber. Barber runs into the purple-clad Cats. He's tackled there by big number 98, Jared Gentry, 6'3", 310, I should say, the University of Memphis transfer.
Pretty good effort up front there.
Sure was. 3rd down and 7. I like our D-line. Bethel's got a really nice, they complement each other real well, the size and the footwork and the speed. Linebackers, as Brad brought up earlier. I think some of the best linebackers in the league, to be honest with you. I'm prejudiced, I know. 3rd down and 7, the ball at the 43. Burgess claps those hands. That's the thing to do now in the world of football. Drops back, has time, throws, caught underneath. Going to be caught by the little fleet-footed receiver. And in the Wildcat territory, scooting is Tucker Willem. 5'10", 162, soaking wet.
Crossing right over the middle. Look at him cross right there. And they kind of try to mix you up. And then our defender, he ended up making the tackle, but he fell down. He was waiting on him. He knew what was coming, but he just didn't quite keep his feet.
Bamhos with a tackle. That's a nice catch by Willem, too. That ball was into his left arm, and he pulled it in. Burgess under center at the Bethel 46. Draw play. There's Conley running it again. The Cats, Johnny on the spot holding him. Not Conley. That's going to be Zach Babb. And Babb's from Brandenburg, Kentucky. The senior runs it for a few yards. Brad, they came in averaging about 3.5 yards per carry, and they're getting a little bit more than that right now. That doesn't bode well. It's going to be 2nd at about 7.
No, you begin to think that maybe the heat of the day, as much as we've been on the field defensively, if it's starting to take a toll a little bit. We need to,
their D-line getting some rest over there on the bench.
Right, we need to stiffen up. Here.
2nd and a short 7, maybe long 6. Burgess drops. Burgess throws. Incomplete. Bates hit Willem in the back, but that ball is still up in the air. It looked nasty, but it's a clean play, and it's going to be a good no flag, I think, by the officials. You'll see it here. Brad, your thoughts about that?
I thought a good no call as well. You know, it's a split-second bang-bang play. He was trying to hold up, and he just didn't quite succeed at it. I know if I was wearing orange, I might feel a little different about it.
Yeah, you see Bethel now going to some reserves. Kobe Sloan, freshman, is in the game from Murfreesboro, trying to get some fresh legs and a little bit quickness out there. 3rd down and 7. Burgess drops. Burgess throws. Incomplete.
Good coverage.
Conley there at the 40, and good coverage that time. You're right, Brad, by Brandon Moore. And enough pressure on him that they had to unload it.
Exactly. Good coverage and just enough pressure to affect the throw enough that he couldn't complete it.
Well, Coach Cronin's going to play field position again. He's got it at the Bethel 43, but he's going to punt the ball. And Edwards will roll back for about his 45. And the Cats will send Brandon Moore back out. And he'll go back inside his 10.
You know, the punter struggled a bit today. I know I can tell he's not happy with how he's punted today. I wonder what it'd be like if we put a full-on block on.
The Cats do not look like they're going to come at it.
We are not. And so
he kicks it straight up in the air. That's what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
And that ball is going to take now a Georgetown roll and roll inside the 5. Will be down at about the 3-yard line.
That's the one he's been trying to hit all day.
That's the one he wanted, yep.
Yep.
He'll run right over to his special teams coach, too.
And to be quite honest, I think not coming after it was the right call there, particularly given the struggles they've had. It just so happened he did hit that one right. But look, man, when you're playing people like Georgetown, anybody in the Mid-South Conference, you're going to have to put together a 95-yard drive to tie the game. You're going to have to do stuff like that in order to compete.
2 scores in the game, 8:54. Chalbay to Aristill, 79-yard pass. That's the first quarter. 20-yard run by Burgess, their quarterback, after they had come up with an interception. It was a 30-yard drive. That came at 48 seconds of the first, and we've been scoreless since, and we're down to 46 seconds left here in the third. Chalbay will stand 3 yards deep in his own end zone. And then the pistol is Tate behind him. It's got to be Tate time, I would think. A bad snap. Chalbay picks it up. He's sacked. That's going to be a 2-point. That's going to be a safety, Brad. Another snap. And we'll have to watch it to see if the snap was bad or what happened there. Here it is.
A bad snap. It was a bad snap for sure. And I don't think he was ready for it. I'm not sure he was ready for it. I don't know if it was a messed up snap count or what, but, man. Boy, that one hurts because that's going to be, of course, we have to free kick to them now, give them another possession along with those points. So there's a potential of them getting another 7 points on top of the 2 that they just got.
16-7 now with 39 seconds left. And, Brad, this offensive unit at times, I wouldn't use the word juggernaut, but, I mean, they've been really good, 30 points a game. Right now, the confidence level looks like it's really shaken, doesn't it? And Georgetown has a lot to do with that, don't get me wrong, but our confidence just in snaps and how we're handling things. Would you agree?
I do, and I think anytime you have to make a change on the fly at a position like quarterback and center, where the center-quarterback exchange or snap is so very important, there's a chance that that's going to be messed up because, you're just not – they haven't practiced together all week. They have – and I'm sure the lineup we have in there right now has practiced together this year, but it's not the same amount of reps, and there's the comfort level's not there. It's not there, and then when the snap – when you can't get the snap and quarterback-center exchange down, it affects the entire offense.
Worthy Road Studios, you see a great shot of Hall punting it away from at 20. Georgetown could come out of this with great position. Conley at the 35 to the 40 to the 45, turns it outside to midfield. Into Bethel territory, he is able to scoot his way inside the 45 and will be down fine at about the 42-yard line of the Wildcats. Well, down 16-7. Georgetown has great position, and we've got a cat down on top of all of that. Someone's got to step up. Jason Esri, the trainer, going out there. You see the return by Conley. Nice return by or is that Barber? Excuse me. That was Barber, their senior wingback from Elizabethtown. 41-yard line's where they'll mark it. Someone's got to step up first to make some big defensive plays. The defense has done a great job with that. But offensively, someone's got to step up and make some big plays. The Cats have Stavosky Wilkes coming out of the game. Or is that Clark? That's Clark. The K is Clark from Fayetteville. And the ball will be at the 41-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 there. Georgetown has it. And a 9-point lead.
Fayetteville's got a good high school football program.
They do. And under center is Burgess. Back, Cobb behind him. Burgess drops. Burgess going to be
No ball.
sacked.
Ball.
And the ball is loose, and the Cats may have it. Let's wait and see. I think Bethel's come up with it.
Got it.
Boy, Burgess was pinned back there, and we'll have to watch the replay to see who gets credit for the strip away. Here it is. You see Burgess. Well, I said someone had to make the big play.
There it is.
That's 93 making the play.
8 caused the fumble.
93 was,
grabbed
Drummond.
him. Griffin hit him and caused the ball to come out.
And let's see who comes up with a fumble recovery. That's number 10. So you've got Young with a fumble recovery, Griffin with a strip away, and Brummett with a tackle that flushed him out of there. So the 45-yard line, Bethel makes the huge defensive play with 24 seconds in the third. And how big is that play going to wind up being, Brad Chappell?
So here's the big the big thing that we've got to figure out between now and the end of the game. They're really getting some penetration up front on us, even beyond, the issues with the snap. We've got to shore up our offensive line.
Here's Chalbay dropping, rolling, throwing, incomplete.
That was a good start. He had good protection that time.
Harris still, and back defending that time was Starks.
So the next thing you look at is it looked like they had Aristyle bracketed, or they had a guy underneath, they had a guy over. So obviously they respect Aristyle enough to roll that safety over. We've got to either isolate him to where they can't do that, or be able to run the ball effectively where they have to leave that safety in the box.
Or try to finally get one to Dixon here. Here's the handoff. Now it's a play fake. That's Dixon. I just called it. He just caught it. And he's got to be stopped short of the first down as they get him down and the ball stripped away. But that's going to be down at the 47-yard line. It's going to be 2 yards short. It's going to be 3rd and 2. Well, Brad, I'm not a rocket scientist, but I just kept thinking you got to go to Dixon with all that coverage on Arizona.
Yep. And you got to be, and right here, it's a great time for the quarter to end because we really want to be methodical with this drive. It is crucial. If you don't score on this drive, you would never want to admit that that's going to be the game, and it wouldn't be. I mean, we could certainly, but if we can put points on the board here, whether it's a 3 or a 7. It really sets you up to be able to make this comeback.
To win the game, yeah. Well, we'll take a quick 30. I think Georgetown thought maybe the ball was stripped away, but I think the whistles had already sounded before they did that. Let's take a quick 30. This is Bethel football, 16-7. We go to the 4th. The Cats need a comeback. Stay with us on the Bethel Football Network.
We're proud to call Huntington one of our new hometowns. Now serving Huntington and all of Carroll County, Hometown Health Clinic is open on the Court Square, featuring family practice, internal medicine, pediatrics, mental health, a Suboxone program, and convenient care. Hometown Health Clinic, staffed with folks you know caring for families just like yours. On the Court Square in Huntington and online at hometownclinics.com.
We're back. Dave McCulley, Senior Associate Athletic Director Brad Chappell. You're watching today on Worthy Road Studios, the BallGame Blitz, Wildcat Vision, listening on 100.9. Big play here, 47-yard line, 3rd down and 2 for the Cats. They hand it to Tate. Tate hit. Tate's going to get the first. No, I'm not sure. I thought maybe he had it. Looked like maybe his helmet and nose got to the 45, but they knock him down at the 46. It's going to be 4th and a yard, Brad Chappell.
You're exactly right. He got his face mask across the line, but he didn't get the ball across the line. They marked him short. And I think in this situation, if you can't get a yard, you can hang it up because you're not going to win this game. So I think it says a lot to your defense that, hey, we're going to, our offense is going to try and do their best at the end of the game, and it really sends a message that we got faith in the guys that are on the field right now.
Second play from scrimmage here in this 4th quarter. Bethel down by 9. They give it to Tate. Tate gets the first down and more. Breaks it to the 40-yard line. He got it, and he signals first down.
Had it been 4th and 3 or 4th and 4, I might not have felt like we needed to go for it. But on 4th and 1 in this situation, down 9 points, you got to go.
Here's your replay. He just found that hole and made them pay at the 40-yard line. And the senior from Knoxville says, first down, Cats.
Chalbay's doing a good job getting them on the line.
Chalbay gives it to Tate again. Tate dances, and there was no dance floor for him to dance. He's stopped at the line of scrimmage. Did that little stutter step, Brad, and just waited for something to open, and you'll see it was nothing there.
Yeah, nothing developed. And see how they're crashing so hard on the give, the linebackers and everybody. Everybody's coming up immediately on the snap.
You had Ford, the tight end there, 6'3", 259, trying to block. Also in there was Andre Neal trying to block. But
I really think we could slip him out behind the linebackers. Look, your linebackers are 4 yards away.
Sure are. Second down and 10.
Now they
play
back
fake
out.
to Hughes. Chabe wants to throw, does throw down there, incomplete. Had him darting the receiver toward the end zone, but just couldn't catch him.
It was not a bad throw. If I'm Nolan's quarterback coach, I'm saying, look, that wasn't a bad throw. Our guy had a chance at it. Nobody else did.
That's exactly right. Great analogy. And that
and just barely missed it.
That intended down there to Dixon. Well, Cats bring in Burris. Aristotle's going to come here to the near side, loping his way here. It's going to be Dixon and Burris to the far side.
They're going to be sitting on the 10-yard mark.
Remember the big catch Wilson had early in the game. Let's see if they go back to him in that slot.
I say you call a 7-yard play and get ready to go for it on 4th down.
They barely got that thing away. And now here's the pass. Incomplete.
That was interference.
Incomplete. And that play clock was down to 1 when they got it away. And, Brad, I think they let it get away from them and they had to hurry it. And here's the replay of it. Another snap that goes awry a little bit. 4th and 10 at the 40, and Coach Jasper is going to be the riverboat gambler this time and go for it. Right call, I think.
Yeah, I do too. Don't like to be in this situation, but I think you got to go for it here.
So it's 4th and 10 at the Georgetown 40, 13:05 in the game.
Dooley isolated.
And they come and they're going to throw it to Aristill. He caught it at the 25. He's on his feet to the 20, still on his feet and scrambling his way for the Bethel first down. They got him isolated over here, and Chaube found him in enough protection that he got it away to him.
Back shoulder fade. We finally got him isolated. The safety's over the top of the top of the front 7. You got a one-on-one situation with Dooley, and I'm putting my money on Dooley every time. As good a player as Bethel is.
Bethel made the play, but he didn't get help. Now here's the pass down to the end zone, and that's going to be caught.
I think it's offensive pass interference.
And let's see if we get a flag as Aristill caught it in the end zone.
There is a flag.
And there is a flag, I think. Well, the fireworks go off and may be premature. Let's wait and see. Well, that was a quick count. It caught me by surprise. They went right to the play, and Chaube found Aristill down there with a pass.
Okay. It was on them.
It's on them. How about that? It's on the Tigers. And the touchdown's going to stand. A 22-yard strike, the second of the day from Chaube to Aristill, and just like that with 12:29, let's see the call. They get Bethel. That's declined, and it's going to be in to attempt the PAT. Luis Morales. 22-yard strike with 12:29 left. The Cats, not they were ever out of it, back in it. Morales, low kick, but it's enough to go through. And it's 16-14. The Cats within 2. Back after this 30 on the Bethel Football Network.
Coming or going, the first move should take you to Taylor Real Estate and Auction on East Main in Huntingdon. With Taylor Real Estate and Auction, knowing where to begin is the key to real estate satisfaction, and no one does it better than Taylor Real Estate and Auction. Their hours are Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, and appointments can be made for other days and times. So whether you're in the market for real estate or looking for an auction company, call 986-8578. Knowledge is power. Taylor Real Estate and Auction.
Welcome back to Wildcat Stadium, where the Wildcats have just scored to pull within 2 of the Georgetown Tigers. Got 12:29 to go in the fourth quarter. Getting ready to kick it off now.
See the sideline shot as the Cats. Great work there by Eli Gerard again. Cheerleaders are in the game. On this hot day here in West Tennessee, the Cats get hot when they had to. They're down 16-14, 12:29. You see there, Austin Abbott tee it up. We're ready for action to resume. Turnovers have been a big factor in the game both ways. Bethel came up with a turnover, and then Georgetown turned it over. Here's Abbott to kick it away.
Good kick.
And it goes into the end zone. And the Tigers now will have it, and they'll have it 1st and 10 with 12:29 left in the game. And Bethel trying to pull one out of the fire against the 8th-ranked Tigers. They knocked off number 6, Reinhardt, who's now number 12. They moved up a spot this week. And Brad Chappell, we mentioned earlier, all the teams in the league, they're in that top 25. Lindsey Wilson leading the way, but you got Kaiser there. You got Georgetown there, Reinhardt. Cumberland sneaked in after beating us.
It is a murderer's row.
Really is. And even the teams that's not ranked, you got to be careful, home or away, but especially on the road. Georgetown's finding that out right now. Burgess in the gun with doubles this way. Pitches it out there to Cobb. Cobb will try to get a block, gets one, 30, and dashes his way near the first down chain up at about the 33, 34-yard line. Let's see where he got. It's going to be about a yard short, I think. Second in the yard.
Arkansas
and Ole Miss 45-38, a shootout in Oxford. I bet it's hot down there. Lane may have him some popcorn when it's all over. 16-14.
I think he got enough popcorn last week.
I think he did. Second down of the yard. Tigers break the huddle, sending receiver here to the near side. And Burgess under center. Cats digging in defensively. Man in motion, far side left, and now the flag, and some movement on the offensive line.
They move.
Bill Cronin sort of threw his hands down toward the ground. He's not happy with that. Michael Jasper and Coach Cronin respect each other and like each other. And the ball will be moved back now, Brad, to about, the 29. So it brings up now 2nd and 6 instead of 2nd and 1. Look at that sideline shot there.
Did I see where Cronin was inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Hall of Fame 2 years ago. Sure was, yep.
Yeah. Man, just a legendary coach.
2 national titles, 4 national appearances. Little pitch to Cobb, same play they had a moment ago, and he dashes his way up to the 30 and stopped there. Good defense by the Cats. Franks got in there and disrupted things enough. Watch Brady Franks, 25. I think he's going to be the guy that shoots in there. There he goes. Yep.
Yeah, man. Good linebacker play.
30-yard line. It's 3rd and 5. Clock running, 11:09. A field goal would win it for the Cats.
Dustin Kincaid's our linebacker coach.
Yep, former player here.
He's doing a good job tutoring those guys.
He's the guy that directly deals with the SID office and helps us out week to week. He and I converse every Sunday. Burgess in the gun. Burgess looks. Burgess has to load and just throws it at the feet. I think that may have been on purpose. Bethel had that well covered. Threw it at the feet that time of Nick Conley. You'll see the play here. And the Cat defense holds again.
Well, Jerwin Young made that play. He made that play from the get-go because he put Burgess in a spot of indecision. Excellent job. They call it kind of, when you're talking about the option, they call it feathering the quarterback. And he did that in that particular play because he wanted to come one way, and Burgess kept him in a state of indecision. And by the time he could make his mind up of what to do, he made a bad throw.
Which gets it, takes a Georgetown roll, and then takes a couple hops for the Cats. And down there time by Derek Wellman from Belfry, Kentucky. Well, it's going to be at the 31-yard line. The Cats will have it there with 10:36 left in this game. I would normally say regulation, but with a 2-point differential, that's probably not going to be the case. Derek Couples hoping it will be overtime. But 31-yard line, the Cats will have it there with 10:36. We mark it down. Who's going to win this? What had been a defensive struggle until late, and still somewhat of that. Chalbay will bring him out. Tate will be in the pistol behind him. Triples here to the near side. I think Aristill's out of the game right now. I don't see him out there. They put a man in motion, that being Wilson. He comes back this way. And they throw it out here to Wilson, and Wilson is a great block. And then Wilson's going to be hit 35 and will be down there at about the 36. It's a super block. Who was that on that block? Was that? We'll see it on the replay here, Brad. Look at this block to sort of give him
some extra yards. It's either Dixon or 22.
I think it was Burris. Let's wait and see. It's Burris. Nice block.
Yep.
Wilson, a little delay effort after that. Triples far side right. Tate to the left of Chalbay. It's been Tate Hughes pretty well all day today. Play fake to Tate. Chalbay in that pocket. Looks, and then shovels it to Tate. Great play. Tate at the 45. Tate midfield. Tate 45. Tate makes a guy miss. 40, 35. He may go in. 30, 25, 20, all the way down. Deontay Tate inside the 20-yard line to near the 12 or 13-yard line.
Wow, what an awesome job by Nolan Chalbay in that regard.
And how about the awareness of Tate? Look at this play, folks, on the replay.
The defense the offensive line did a great job of providing protection. It started to break down at the very end. Nolan had the wherewithal to just flick it to Tate, and then Tate knew what to do with it.
Here's Chalbe out here in the flat, and incomplete.
Miscommunication there.
Yep. Someone zigged when they should have zagged, and it would be second down. The ball is marked at the 13-yard line. Second down and 10 there.
Aristotle coming back on.
Cats moving toward the north end zone, and they'll call in the play, and Aristotle will come in, and coming out will be Wilson. Boy, Wilson hadn't played a ton of snaps tonight or today, but the ones he's played have been really noteworthy.
Yeah, he's isolated.
He sure is. It's Bethel and Aristotle out there. 9:33, clock stop.
We got to take a timeout.
Down to 6.
Take a timeout.
Down to 5, down to 4, down to 3. Tate to the right of Chalbe. High snap. Chalbe gets it, throws it underneath, wants to go to Aristotle. Did he catch it? No, incomplete. Had it momentarily. It looked up here like he had it, but he couldn't hold on as they had coverage back there, and Aristotle is shaking up again. That will really hurt Bethel. Here's the play.
He's down.
You folks on the radio, bear with us as we watch the replay here in the booth. Had his paws on it, but just couldn't hold on. Took a nasty hit to his head, hit that turf. Although he looks like he's holding one of his legs.
His right knee, I believe, or excuse me, his left. I thought it was his right, but I thought Bethel rolled up on it, not intentionally. It just, I think it's, when they went down in a pile, I think it kind of landed awkwardly, and Bethel was on top of it and made it bend in a way it's not supposed to bend.
Third down and 10 at the 13-yard line. You hope that Bethel, if you're a Bethel fan, can convert here. Obviously, you Georgetown fans don't want that, but you begin to look forward to field goals. Abbott 1 of 1, Morales 0 of 3. If you have to look that way, even if you had to kick it from here, Brad, it would be a 30-yard attempt. Ball to 13. You set it back 7 and add 10 more to it. 9:28 left here in this. That's for you novice football fans. There's a good shot of the Bethel huddle as they talk it over and see what they're going to call here. The Cats down by 2, 16-14, trying to knock off the second top 10 team they played in this stadium this year. Be a big one. And being helped up. Dewey down there. Let's hope let's hope he's all right. Mike Jasper out there. There's Haley, the trainer, one of the trainers out there. So let's see what the Cats ring up here offensively. 9:28, fourth quarter.
It's Bree.
No. Bree, did I say Haley? Yeah. Bree, I'm sorry. They're a couple keeping me straight. We've got a great training staff here, just like I'm sure Georgetown does. Ole Miss 45-38. Is that a final? No, 2:24 left in Oxford. Well,
Hogs are doing pretty good.
They are. Well,
tight end.
Got the tight end in there. Chalbe rolls this way, wants to throw. Throws in the end zone, and that ball is incomplete. Not a chance there. Good coverage by Georgetown. No flags out of the way, and the Cats have a decision.
Well, the bright spot, and I think we're kicking it. The bright spot there is Nolan did a good job. But the play wasn't there. They threw it away, gives us a chance to field goal.
And it will be Hall to hold it. The Cats' long snapper is normally Riley Wood. Hall to hold it. And it will be Morales into attempt the field goal. Snap back, ball down, kick up. That kick is up, and it is good. Good. How about that? Morales knocks it in from 30 yards out, and the Cats have the lead, 17-16. We'll take a 30. We're back after this on the Bethel Football Network.
Projects big or small? Do you really need to call? Yes. Always call 811 before you start any digging projects. Put 811 at the top of your to-do list. 811 will contact your underground utilities to have your lines marked. Then you know where it's safe to dig. When you gamble with safety, you bet your life. Call 811 before you dig. Safety is our top priority. Thanks for trusting the West Tennessee Public Utility District.
Welcome back to Wildcat Stadium, overlooking the crowd. We've got lots of umbrellas out today. It is an unseasonably warm October afternoon, but lots of Wildcat fans and Georgetown Tigers in the stands. Getting ready to kick off after a Luis Morales field goal. Put the Wildcats up by 1 point, 17-16, 9:18 to go in the fourth quarter. Got 2 Georgetown Tigers, 2 and 22 back. That would be
Cobb and Zonde Jones-Wilson. And Abbott's going to kick it away. Abbott knocks it out of there. Short kick at the 4. Coming this way will be Cobb. He's to the 20, 25, has a crease to the 30, lowers his head, and dashes his way up to the 35-yard line. Well, the Tigers will have it there at 9-11 at their own 35, 1st and 10. We've got a cat shaking up a little bit, and that's going to be Darian Burns on the special teams. He's all right, though. He's going to come off the field okay. And the cat defense, let's see what Chris Springer can draw up here defensively, and matching wits with Coach Cronin's staff over there. They mark it to 34 to be official if you're keeping score at home. If you're keeping score at home, you need counseling. 34-yard line, 1st and 10. Triples here to the near side. One far side left. Short side of the field toward the Georgetown bench. Burgess under center. Throws it out here. Looks like a little bubble screen. It's going to be caught 35 to the 40 to the 45. Struggling his way there will be Maggart. Well-designed play, well executed. Up to the 45, and I think he's got a first down. Well, they mark it at the 44. They may have to look at that, Brad. Let's see what they put it down here. Yep, it's a first down by the length of the football.
They just stretch you in so many ways. They stretch you vertically. They stretch you horizontally. They hit you in the mouth. We've done well, I think, to keep them where they're at.
Short passes and runs after passes. That's been the storyline of Georgetown for years. They do it better than anyone. Play fake to Maggart. Burgess looks right, now looks left, flushed out of the pocket. Going to run this way. He's going to come to the 45 and going to step out of bounds at about the 47. Not as quick-fleeted as I should say some quarterbacks, 6'5", 230, but he does enough, and he made a good decision there. That was a good coverage defensive play by the Cats.
Almost a coverage sack by the Cats. We did a really good job in the back end of the defense, and not a bad job up front. He just kind of slipped out the back door on us and was able to pick up 4 yards.
2nd and 6. They break the huddle, Georgetown does, with Johnson far side left. Slot left is little Willem, who caught the pass earlier. Receiver here to the near side. And Burgess is under center. 2nd and 6 from his own 47. Out of the flat, he throws it. That's Conley. That's Barber, Barber turns the corner, midfield, and he scoots his way down near the 45-yard line. And he's close again to another first down. And it is going to be a first down by about a yard, I think. Yes, they get to the Bethel 45, and a hash mark left. And there you see it again. They just sort of, as you said, what did you say, dink and donkey? Is that what you said earlier?
Yep, they dink and dunk all over,
Dink and dunk.
Spread you out and make you cover sideline to sideline and get running sideways, and then they try to hit something down the field.
Sounds like a law firm, dink and dunk. 45-yard line. I don't know if I'd use that law firm or not, though. 1st and 10 to 45-yard line of Bethel. Burgess rolls. He's got his big offensive lineman coming out to help him. Throws it downfield. That might be picked off. Incomplete. And the guy that was there, the 4th all-time leading interceptor, Chrismon, great coverage. And the player for Georgetown, Hughes, had to come back and play defender and knock it away from him.
He did, yeah. If he hadn't have done that, Chrismon was going to come up with an interception.
Here it is, Brad. Great coverage by Chrismon.
It really was, yep. And he went up to high point the ball, and hats off to 18 for jumping up there and slapping it out of his hands.
Has 11 career interceptions, 4th on the list. Hunter Pinkston, still number 1 at 16.
You know, that guy had, I don't know why I remember this stat, but Dr. Darren Adderley and Hunter Pinkston, I remember when I inducted them into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
They both had 76 consecutive starts. That is not a penalty.
They got to throw a flag on Bethel. They're going to get Mike Malone on pass interference down to the 30-yard line. Pass intended down there to the Tiger. And whether we agree with it or not, Brad, you could see it coming, though, when he reached for his back pocket quickly, didn't he?
Yeah, he sure did. He certainly thought it was a penalty. So
35-yard line.
Maybe he saw something I didn't. He's got a better angle at it for sure.
Great coverage by Worthy Rhodes as they get the white hat, Mr. Baxter on it. Here's that replay. Take it yourself, folks. Here we go.
I stand by my original assertion.
I tend to agree, sir. Barber was the intended receiver. Well, they marked the ball at the 34, 7:09. They took the ball, Georgetown did. They had 9-11 at their 34 after the return. Now they have it at Bethel's 34-yard line, 1st and 10. Cats lead 17-16. They dunk it out here, and boy, hit very quickly. It's Cobb. He breaks the tackle, 30, and they sling him out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. Georgetown wants a flag on this sling, but I don't know that they'll get one. And Bethel had that well covered, and then they let Cobb off the hook. Did they see a flag? Here's the replay. What? Boy, Bethel's got him stopped, Brad. And look at this. Look at Cobb. Great effort by Cobb.
Every football coach watching this saying, wrap up.
Wrap up. You just don't want to hit. You got to wrap up. And Bates made the mistake there.
Yeah. There's great contact. Great contact. Great position.
Well, Georgetown moving deeper into Bethel territory. If you start thinking about their field goal situation, Edwards 3 of 6. So they move the ball now down inside the 14. You don't even think about field goal right now, Brad. You think turnover if you're Bethel, don't you?
Yeah.
14-yard line, 1st and 10. Hash mark left, 7:01 left in the game. Bethel up 17-16. A field goal for Georgetown gives them the lead. A touchdown gives them a bigger lead. Under center is Burgess. One back behind him back there. Gives it to him. And running the ball adeptly down near the 10, inside the 10. That's going to be Babb carrying it. He hadn't gone down yet. They hadn't blown the whistle yet. They still haven't blown the whistle. And they're down to near the 5-yard line. My goodness, a scrub. Now, this will be an interesting replay for Dr. Chappell to analyze. Credit the young man. He kept the feet moving. We just didn't. We were there, Brad.
We never could get him down. Yeah. It reminds me of Tate when we played Reinhardt, when he just kept the pile moving and got some leverage, and you just couldn't get him down.
At the Bethel, 7, 2nd and 3. 6:08, a long 3. Under center, Burgess. Burgess hands it off to Babb again. Babb does not get the first down. They push him back at about the 6. Got to get to the 4. It's going to be 3rd down and 2.
Brody Franks in there somewhere.
Brody Franks. I met him in the preseason. Linebacker, the freshman from Moulton, Alabama. And here you see it.
Brody stood him up in the hole and drove him back.
And Isaiah Hill, who was the leading tackler for Bethel in the first half, an assist. And out of the game goes Babb, who goes out injured across the way.
And Brody will tell you what's impressive about that. Brody didn't have the best position. He wasn't the low man, but he still was, through brute strength, was able to drive the guy back.
I'll tell you how I met him a little later. Under center is Burgess, and now timeout, Georgetown. They call the timeout. 5:18 left. We're going to keep it here at Wildcat Stadium. The way I met Brady Franks, he called me one day. He said, Mr. McCulley, came by the office, very nice gentleman, and he said, you have my weight wrong. I think we had him an extra 100 pounds. But 5:18, well, Brad, 17-16, the Cats. You see a great shot there provided by Worthy Road Studios. Paul Schulte, Summer Sturgis, Billy Bolin, Eli Gerard, and Christopher Reason. Great shot of the cheerleaders. But, Brad, if you're Mike Jasper, if you're Chris Springer, the DC, what are you telling your Cats right now? 3rd and 2 from the 6. You've got a 1-point lead. You got to stop them. What do you tell them?
2 things that are crucial at this point. 1 is penetration up front. 2 is contain on the edges. I think we've covered well in the back end. We just need to continue to do that. I'm sure we are and have been in man coverage as close to the goal line. And lastly, man, keep an eye on Burgess.
Yep.
Did I cover everything there?
I think you got it all covered.
I got everybody confused enough.
Like
you got to cover all those things.
Big thanks to Austin Childress.
That's why it's so hard to play sometimes.
Our assistant SID, been under the weather last night, but he's here with us today. We appreciate that very much.
I don't think they're going to try to pass it.
3rd down and 2 from the 6. Do they give it to Cobb? They put a man in motion. No, they play fake it. Here's Burgess. He's going to run out there. He's going to get the first down. He's going to get a touchdown. Burgess scooted in. They set it all up. I think they really wanted to pass the ball, but they set it up, and it wasn't there. Coverage in the end zone, so Burgess, great decision by the quarterback.
We had everything covered.
Senior.
Except Burgess.
That's right. Well, you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Sure it is.
Well, that's what's so hard. I mean, it's so difficult to cover everything Yeah, I was just looking at the chart a second ago. They're going to go for 2 here. So if we get in position to kick, to win the game, we're going to have to score a touchdown.
Yep, 22-17. And if they go for 2 and convert it, then you'd have to score the touchdown and hit the extra point. Now, Bethel could elect to go for 2 for a win, but that's thinking way ahead of time now. 5-10.
It really is.
Receivers, 1 each way, slot left. Barber's in the wing there. They look. They get the underneath pattern, caught. Great play as they go to Jake Johnson, and the 2-point conversion is good. It's 24-17.
I'll tell you what that play is, too. They ran a rub route, and they rubbed off. That's exactly what happened. Clemson ran in against Alabama in the national championship a couple years ago with Hunter Renfro. They crossed they know you're going to be in man coverage. They crossed the receivers out there. Technically, it is you can't block the defender, but you can accidentally run into him on purpose and knock him off his coverage, and that's what they did. They knocked we had him pretty tight. They knocked us off. I'm sure they practiced that a million times, and it's just once you knock him off, it's an easy throw and catch for the.
We mentioned all the other guys here, and 52-45. Excuse me, Brad. Ole Miss leading Arkansas. The lovely Carla Craddock and the lovely Paige Johnson are both in the booth. They're cooling off a little bit. Pretty hot down there, wasn't it, girl? John thinks, well, if you're the Cats, here's what you face. 5:10 left in the game. You're down 24-17, and plenty of time. No need to panic. This team has proven that they can score against anyone, including Georgetown today, and just go about your business, make good decisions, don't turn the ball over, and you still got a good shot.
Yeah, we certainly got time to score. We can't go backwards. We can't make a crucial mistake like a turnover.
And it will be Edwards to kick it away. He's been a busy guy out there today.
And we've got all our timeouts.
Sure do.
So 5:10 with all your timeouts, you got time to do this.
Edwards kicks it away. It's a squibber. And it's going to be filling where it goes right through the legs of one of the up men, and then falling on it will be Briley Gooch, one of my favorite names. Gooch, 5'11", 245. Freshman from Savannah, played down with the Tigers of Hardin County, down in Rusty Thompson area. And they'll have the ball at the Cats will. Let's really mark it, Brad. It's going to be at the 27-yard line. Josh Key, our outstanding PA guy. Succeeded a legend here, and Kent Jones, and he's done a great job, hasn't he?
Sure, yeah. Coach Key's got a good voice. He's got a face for PA announcing, doesn't he? Isn't that what they say?
Well, being in radio all these years, I can say I had one for radio, too. Now, you're overstepping your bounds a little bit here now. All right, here we go. 27-yard line. 5:10 left in the game. 5:09, actually. Derek Hubble's got those fingers working the magic with the stats. Play fake. They go over the middle and incomplete. He had wide open Burris and just missed him too high on the pass. Up at about the 35, and tell you what, he had some green in front of him, too. Here's a replay, Brad. Look at this. Just a little high.
Yeah.
Burris made a nice leaping effort, but both quarterbacks have had problems today with some high passes at times.
Yeah. You would like, of course, up here it looks pretty simple. You'd like, when you get that pass rush in your face, and having to get it over.
A little difference, isn't it?
It is. It makes a difference where you're looking for windows and stuff.
Second down and 10. Chalbey in trouble, flushed out of the pocket, directing traffic. He's hit the ball, fumbles, and Bethel falls on it. The Cats get it back to the 18. Boy, they had a lot of pressure on him. And Chalbey running for his life, literally, and saving the day for Bethel was Quashon Ford, the tight end, who came up with a fumble. Here's the replay, Brad.
Yeah. I thought he was going to escape there, and just got to protect that football, man. I know he's keeping it in one hand so he can have the quick get it up to his ear and get rid of it, but when you're running in that kind of traffic, man, it just takes one little slap to get it out.
3rd and 18, almost 19 yards. Bethel has to get it to the 37. 4:22 left here. If you don't convert here, you probably got to punt it and hope your defense can hold them. Tate in motion, far side right. Chalbey in the gun. Chalbey looks toward Tate, throws it out there, and it's going to be incomplete. And if anything, almost picked off. Wilson, the intended receiver. And there's Halloran again, that linebacker dropping. He's one of the best we've seen this year. Jenny. And it's going to be the Cats, Hall, having to punt it. Well, Brad, now you put it back in your defense hands. You got to hold them.
You got to punt it here, and you got to get ready to burn all 3 of those timeouts and hope you got to play for a 3 and out.
19-yard line, and well, the average is 39. He's done a good job today, but Hall needs about a 50-yarder here, doesn't he?
Yep.
He's one of those Brad Chappell big drives in golf. Hall gets it away, and all in all, a pretty nice punt.
Yeah, really nice.
And it's going to be Barber back at the 35 to the 40. Barber to the 45 and slices his way. And we got players down in the field after that, and everybody's okay, hopefully. Coming up a little lame is Hunter Kane for Georgetown, and it's going to be.
I was looking. Our long snapper almost. He was getting up a little gimpy there.
Riley
43.
Wood.
Yeah, he almost had him. I thought he got.
Riley's a good guy. I really like him a lot.
He is. He's a member of our Association of Student Athletes as well.
We've had some good ones doing that.
Yep.
45-yard line. That's why you're the AD. 45-yard line, 1st and 10. Right in the center of the field. Hash mark right there to the right, actually. Burgess with 4:01 has the football, and his team has a 7-point lead. Cat defense needs a turnover. Burgess under center. Looks like someone may have jumped, but no flag. And now here's coming this way right at us will be Nick Conley. He runs out of bounds after picking up maybe a yard or two, and there's that guy again, Jerwin Young, who's had a heck of a game. Knocks him out right in front of Mike Jasper.
I think it was 98 who almost had him in the backfield.
That's Jared Gentry.
Yeah.
Brad, I'm not making excuses, but when I said that Gentry and Riggin went down last year, and we've not seen Riggin today. When they went down last year, Bethel was 3-0.
Yeah.
They lost 4 in a row. I still think that was a turning point of the season last year.
By the way, it was. You can definitely see it in the statistics and everything else. But by the way, him running out of bounds saved us a timeout there.
Of course, David Riggin is now KJ Hicks. I apologize. Here's Burgess, play fake.
Ooh,
Burgess runs out of there. Burgess running for his life, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and will be a yard or two is all he's going to pick up near the 48. We've got a little hanky-panky between Mike Malone and Jake Johnson. Good job of the line judge there as he stepped right in and said, guys, I'm not going to have that. Brian Hudson did a good job officiating. Well, Brady gets 3 out of it. 3:10 left here, and it's going to be 3rd and about 7, almost 7-6. Well, let's see what Bill Cronin dials up and what Coach Springer can dial up defensively. Far side left is Johnson. Doubles here to the near side. Slot position here to the near side. Burgess under center.
A little dink,
yeah, there it is, and he drops it.
All right, timeout right now.
It's a forward pass. That
okay.
stops the clock.
I thought it was.
Yep. Through that, not a great pass. Probably should have been caught. Maggart, Aaron Maggart from Paris, Kentucky, and is dropped. Well, the Cats going to have another chance. 2:46. Coach Jasper and the gang made the right call a moment ago. Punt it.
We were able to save all 3 timeouts.
Yep. Edwards will drop back, get it away from the 35, and dropping back for the Cats will be Brandon Moore. Bethel's not had big plays this year on the special teams on punt or kickoff returns. Could we dial one up here and beg for one and get it? Edwards, low snap, but gets it out of there. The Cats come at him, but a high, spiraling punt. It takes a Bethel roll and will be down at the 32-yard line. That ball hit back inside the 25, and it's down there by the Tigers' Jalen Lumpkin from Cincinnati. Well, here you go now. We roll the dice again and flip things over on our flip chart. 2:36 left. And 1st and 10 at your own 32. Bethel down by a touchdown.
I just noticed Liberty is up on MTSU 7-0.
Coach Hugh Freeze at Liberty, the Liberty Flames.
Coach Brent Dearman's at...
And Dearman's at... Oh, that's a matchup of wits right there.
Yeah.
2 of the best offensive-minded people I've ever worked with. Worked with both of those guys. Here's Chalby rolling, throwing, over the middle, caught at the 45-yard line and up to midfield, scurrying his way for the Cats. There you go again. That pass to James Dixon. J.D. James Dixon. Take your pick. Here's the replay, Brad. Tom, thanks for dealing with us on the radio side. That's a high pass, but Dixon made a nice leaping catch. 1st and 10 at the midfield stripe. A Worthy Road studio first down. And now here's the pass to Prather. And Prather's knee hit the turf at the 40, but a nice catch there. And maybe, again, another first down. Let's wait and see. Very close.
2 strikes.
Second, and it is a first down. He got it by the length of the football. At the 40, second, we'll make it 1st and 10. The Cats took it at their own 32. And snap that gets away from Chalbay. Now it's going to throw it. It's going to be underneath. It's going to be caught by Dixon. Dixon breaks away. 30, Dixon 25, Dixon 20. Dixon on his feet. Dixon's going to break it. Dixon's inside the 10. Dixon down to the 7. Dixon goes down to the 7-yard line of Georgetown. What an effort by Chalbay and Dixon. Here's the replay. Look at this effort.
Oh, it was a bad snap. Chalbay, that's one of those where it paid off. He picked it up, was able to get it out of there.
And he made that time. Wow. Simpson missed.
He made 3 guys miss.
Sure did. Simpson's the first guy there. And, boy, credit Chalbay. Great presence of mind. Could be Deontay Tate. Tate time. He's to the right. He gets the handoff. Tate looking for a hole. Doesn't find one. Maybe gets to the 6 and is down there. It's going to be at the 6. It's going to be second. Well, the ball was actually marked near the 6, so it's going to be second down and goal from the 6. Clock running, 1:32. The Cats trying to punch it in and kick a PAT to tie it. In the game for the Wildcats, tight end Neal. They bring out Prather, the smaller player. They've got Bethel does forward, the tight end. He's off the line of scrimmage to the left of Chalbay. Chalbay trying to get his attention in the pistol. Tate, no, it's pass out here to Malone, or excuse me, that's going to be the pass to Dixon.
They got him out at the 3.
And he gets out at the 3-yard line. Coach Jasper thought he might have got in.
He did, but he stepped out first.
All right, we'll see the replay here. I was blocked by that wall here. And Dixon, watch him catch this ball, folks. Nice design play. They get him underneath, isolating him. And, left toe went out, didn't it, Brad?
Yeah.
Yep.
And actually, it went out on the 2, but he did step out of bounds. But I think our spot was bad.
The 1-minute mark, 1 minute left in this game in regulation. Prater's going to come in. Dixon was going to come out, but he stays in now. And the ball at the 3-yard line of Georgetown. Bethel down 24-17. Clock stopped. And now Chalbay in the gun. Chalbay gives it to Tate. Tate's into the end zone. Did he get in? And let's wait. Yes.
Yes.
Tate's in the end zone. Touchdown, Cats. Well, Tate gets in. A 68-yard drive with 2:36 left, down to 56 seconds. And Bethel has pulled in a point.
Now what?
Is Mike going to go for the 2 or will he kick it?
I think they're going to talk about it.
We're going to keep it here. 56 seconds left. And Bethel calls a timeout. They have 2 left. And with 56 seconds, Tate takes it in from 3 yards out. And Bethel a chance to either tie it or win it with a 2-point conversion. Brad, you know Mike as well as I do. What do you think he's going to call here?
I think Mike will go for it.
I think he's going to, too.
And I don't know if I got the guts to do it, but, man, I like the call. I mean, if you can pull this off and go for. I mean, I know they practiced it all week. They've got a play somewhere that's like, all right, if we get in a situation where we need a 2-point play, this is one we're running. Okay, they'll have a pass play and have a run play, and so that's probably what they're discussing now. Do we feel better about the pass or the run? I like the idea going for it myself, but man,
Wildcat Vision 100.9, BallGame Blitz, you name it. And this game has been worthy of Worthy Road Studios presenting it for all those folks today.
We're going for it.
And the Cats are going to go for it. They'll bring out Quashon Ford, the tight end. He'll line up, I think, off the center. Double tight end set. The tight end to the right is Neal. Off the line of scrimmage to the left of Chalbay in front of him. They go to the pistol with Tate. Tate in that pistol. The only receiver is Dixon to the right. Chalbay has it. Chalbay looks. Chalbay wants to throw. Chalbay caught Dixon, and he beat Bethel. That ball went through Bethel's hands. Bethel that plays for Georgetown, and caught by Dixon, and the Cats have the lead, 25-24. And what a play! And you'll watch it on replay. Watch, Dixon's got pretty good coverage, but it goes over his head, and it is the big 2-point conversion by James Dixon and Chalbay.
Great throw by Chalbay. If that ball's any lower, he had to throw it there to make Dixon have to go up and get it and make an acrobatic catch. If he didn't throw it there, it's getting tipped away. The coverage was not bad. Great job, great protection, great play call. it's a good time to be a Wildcat.
25-24. Yeah, Bethel was in position. The ball was thrown a little high, and what a nice leaping catch by one J.D. James Dixon. Again, I don't know a ton like Brad and our color man today and Mike Jasper and his staff, offensive coordinator Keith Williams, but I do know enough that I did say earlier, you got to get the ball to James Dixon to win the game, especially with Air still out of the game. Well, a field goal, remember, would win it for Georgetown, but 56 seconds. Bethel's defense has to stop them. First of all, special teams has to do a great job. This has been a great game. Been one of the best we've had in recent years here. Abbott to kick it away. Abbott puts a foot in it, and that's going to go in the end zone, and the Tigers are going to say, let us have it.
This thing ain't over. We got to step on their neck.
Yep. The Cats trying to pull off for the second time this season an upset of a top 10 team coming in here. Georgetown, number 8. The Cats out of the rankings at 3-2. They were receiving votes until they actually were 27.
They got 2 timeouts.
2 timeouts, Georgetown. Derek Couple tells Brad.
Think about how they opened the half. We had a reverse pass and marched down the field in about, 2 plays. They marched down the field, 70 yards.
Sure did, yep.
So they're not going to dink and dunk it down the field in 56 seconds.
Well, the offensive unit for Georgetown comes out knowing what they have to do. The Bethel defense already out there knowing what they have to do. A shot of the crowd there. Most of them standing. Burgess has Cobb to his left. Burgess looks. Burgess dances back there. Burgess throws underneath. Incomplete. That was trapped, I thought. And it was.
We'll let them do that all the rest of the afternoon if they want to.
Jake Johnson. No disrespect to Georgetown, but they're not known for their deep throwing of the football.
Right.
And it will be second down and 10. That took a few seconds off. We're down to 50 seconds left in the game. Bethel leading 25-24. You hear the chant of defense as you see your sideline camera there by Eli Gerard. Burgess in that gun. Cobb to his left. Doubles, high side there. They go here, and here's the pass intended. Incomplete.
Yeah.
And that was intended to Hughes. And good coverage, great coverage by Bates and Malone. Well, the Cats look like they were in trouble. Down 16-7, down 24-17. And they pull some magic out with a 68-yard drive. It's down to this, third down and 10. The ball at the 25-yard line. Georgetown's on 25. They're down by a point. Burgess in that gun. Cats, the 4-man front. Linebackers peering right in over those jerseys. Burgess throws. Burgess got his man open. And
he didn't get the
I don't
first.
think he got the first down.
I don't think he did it.
Jake Johnson. And now Georgetown calls a timeout. We're going to keep it here, guys, and here's the replay. Let's see how close he was.
Measure it?
Here's the pass by Burgess. And the catch by Johnson.
There's no way.
I don't think he got the first down.
Because the mark's on the
now
35.
They're moving it back, guys. I think they're correcting that now. Okay. It's going to be 4th and a yard.
There you go.
Or 4th about a yard and a half.
You have to talk to our chain crew.
Yeah, great shot there of the Bethel defense. Trying to pull off some magic here on this hot day in West Tennessee, and we've had a doozy of a game. Hope you've enjoyed it. At the 34-yard line, it's 4th and a yard. Well, if you're Georgetown, first thing you got to do is make sure you get first down. Second thing is they're going to watch that clock with 38 seconds left. Bethel, a chance to knock them out right here. That big D-line coming out there. K.J. Hicks is in the game. I apologize. Hicks, Gentry. Hicks takes up a lot of ground in the middle of that field. And now I thought they called another timeout, but they did not.
They moved.
And now
sure
it's the
did.
movement.
Yep, sure did.
Movement. It looked like Mullins, the tight end, moved. Well, does Coach Cronin got to save his timeout? It's going to be 4th and 6. He's talking to the referee over there. And now it's going to be 4th and 6. Comes down to this 29-yard line, 38 seconds left. Bethel has come from behind. They led 7-0, tied at 7 at halftime. Trail 16-7 in this half, and it's gone ahead now, 25-24. Here's the play of the game. Burgess in the gun. Burgess has the snap. Burgess looks. Burgess throws. It's knocked out of there. And it's Sherwin Young, who's had a heck of a game, knocked that ball out of there, and the Cats are going to win this game. They'll take a knee and go to the house for the W. And you see the celebration. You know, watch the replay here as Bethel's going to hold on, apparently, and here's that replay, Brad Chappell. Gets that big frame up there. There it is, weighted and knocked it out of there.
I don't know what Jerwin's stat line looks like, but I can tell you I've been seeing him all over the field today, being a really anchoring that one side of the offensive line. Defensive line.
He'll be my nominee Sunday morning for Player of the Week on the defensive side. 25-24, Bethel leads by 1. They'll go in the victory formation. Tate will line up about 15 yards behind Chalbay in the game.
Put him 20.
He's back at the 40. The ball's at the 30 or 29. Yeah, I'm like you. I'd put him back a little further. And now Bethel will take the snap.
That'll do it.
And the Cats are going to win this thing, folks. The clock running.
I don't think he has to take another one, does he?
No, and Bill Cronin has handed the headset to one of his assistants.
Yeah.
I think they have a timeout left, but he'll not burn it. As Bethel is going to knock off number 8, Georgetown. Second time this year they've knocked off a top 10 ranked team. And Michael Jasper, you see him hugging Chalbay. And the Cats celebrate as well as they should.
Well, you know, the perseverance of Chalbay today was really impressive. I mean, he'll probably tell you there's some plays he didn't do as well as he could have, but ultimately, when the game was on the line and when it counted, when we needed him the most, he came through. And he wasn't the only one. We had a lot of people contributed. Our defense was solid all afternoon. Bend but not break in most cases. Had some really good defensive plays, both in the secondary. Our linebacker play was excellent, and the defensive line caused enough disruption and had enough penetration to really affect the game plan of Georgetown.
Well, the happy final, the Cats win it 25-24, and we'll take a 2-minute break. We're back with our postgame. Coach Jasper, stats, and analysis. All of that coming up next after this. With a happy final again, Bethel 25, number 8, Georgetown 24. This is the Bethel Football Network.
The Johnsonville TVA Credit Union wants to finance your next car loan. Come in and get pre-approved before you go car shopping. Come by any branch, and Johnsonville TVA Credit Union will help with payments to fit your budget. Is your rate too high somewhere else? Bring it to Johnsonville TVA Credit Union and lock in a low rate. 4 locations to serve you: Camden, Huntington, New Johnsonville, and Cumberland City. Johnsonville TVA Employees Credit Union, your lender of choice when it comes to borrowing money. Member eligibility and loan approval required and federally insured by the NCUA.
If you're looking to purchase or refinance a home, or maybe you need a home equity line of credit, call the folks at Holly Credit Union and talk to one of their experienced loan officers. At Holly Credit Union, their goal is to provide members with low-cost, high-quality financial services in a friendly, personal environment. So call them today at 644-9031 to schedule an appointment to discuss your home loan situation. That's Holly Credit Union.
Deposit insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Visit Holly Credit Union of Paris.
Are you always on the go trying to cram a job, picking up the kids, and all of your other errands into an 8-hour day? Carroll Bank & Trust is proud to offer mobile banking that allows you to bank on the go and make banking convenient for you. The mobile app allows you to check your balance, transfer money, all from the palm of your hand, 24/7. How's that for convenient? At Carroll Bank & Trust, we're proud to offer banking options that fit into your busy schedule. Carroll Bank & Trust, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC. Always online at carrollbank.com.
We're proud to call Huntington one of our new hometowns. Now serving Huntington and all of Carroll County, Hometown Health Clinic is open on the Court Square, featuring family practice, internal medicine, pediatrics, mental health, a Suboxone program, and convenient care. Hometown Health Clinic, staffed with folks you know caring for families just like yours. On the Court Square in Huntington and online at hometownclinics.com.
We are back, and the Wildcats have pulled off another stunner. They beat Georgetown 25-24. You see the folks, Amber Lee back there, Braden, there's Bailey and Derek Hubble, Dr. Chappell, yours truly. I'm the good-looking guy up front, by the way. But then you have all sorts of the gang here helping us out here in the booth. The Cats win it 25-24. We have our replays before Brad gives you the final stats of this thing. And a great job by Worthy Rhodes and the gang. And our replay operator today has been Christopher Reason. I think we're ready for those guys. Paul, we're ready for those? And here we go. The first is our touchdown run by Georgetown at the third quarter mark at the 14:04. Here's Burgess as he took it right in. And Georgetown had taken a big play there and converted. Then the 20-yard pass, Bethel, in the third quarter. This is Chalbay dropping back, and he finds the open receiver, Raquan Wilson. That wound up being one of the big plays of this game as they drag him out of bounds at the Georgetown 45. Our next replay is the fumble recovery by Bethel. Here's Burgess dropping back. Brummett flushes him out of there. Going underneath was Jacoby Griffin. And coming up with the fumble recovery was Jerwin Young, who would go on and make an impact later in the game. This is the touchdown pass by Chalbay in the fourth quarter with 12:29 left. Cats look like they're in a little trouble. Look at Tate. He goes underneath, gets that ball at the 40, 45, midfield, makes a couple of guys miss. And this is Tate, 30, 25. You see him going all the way in. Didn't actually score, but he gets inside the 15-yard line. That set up a big play for Bethel there. Then the fourth quarter, here is Burgess and Georgetown coming back. Didn't have the pass, and we actually pushed him in the end zone ourselves. Isaiah Hill had a heck of a game, but Burgess goes in and scores. Little did we know, we had a long way to go in the game even then. Then here's Burgess again. This is the underneath pattern that Brad, what do you call that play, Brad?
Which one,
This
Dave?
is the one where he came underneath and caught the two-point conversion. Little rub there.
Oh, yeah, the pick play down there on in the end zone.
Georgetown looked like they were in pretty good shape, leading the ball game 24-27. That was at the 5:10 mark. But Bethel would not be denied today here in this sun-splashed atmosphere. You see the low snap, but watch the composure by Chalbay. He rolls right, throws right, and then making everyone miss is J.D. James Dixon. And, Brad, this was the play of the game, I thought. One of the plays of the game, anyway. He broke away from 2 or 3 tacklers and gets inside the 10, and that set up what would be the touchdown run a little bit later, and Bethel would come from...
Is this the 2-point?
This is the play by Tate as he goes in and gets in there, and the Cats had a chance to maybe win it there. They thought, and this is the 2-point conversion, Brad. This is where Malone goes up over Bethel on the high pass and gathers it in. That proved to be the game winner right there as Bethel wins it 25-24. Exciting replays by Worthy Road Studios.
Sure, yeah. Now I got to see the route that time. I wasn't watching I was watching somewhere else during the actual play. He runs a whip route where he comes inside, then reverses field and goes outside, and it reinforces what I thought.
Sure.
A perfect pass by Nolan Chalbay, and he had the faith in James Dixon to go up and get it. He put it where his guy could go get it, and his receiver went up and made a play, and now he's a hero.
No doubt about it. Let's take a 1-minute break. This is the post game. The Cats win it 25-24. When we come back, Brad Chappell will dissect the stats for you in this victorious win for the Cats. They go to 4-2 and 1-1 in the conference, and the Tigers will go back to Georgetown 4-1 and 1-1 in the Mid-South Conference as well. Let's take a 1-minute break, and we're back right after this on the Bethel Football Network.
Coming or going, the first move should take you to Taylor Real Estate and Auction on East Main in Huntingdon. With Taylor Real Estate and Auction, knowing where to begin is the key to real estate satisfaction, and no one does it better than Taylor Real Estate and Auction. Their hours are Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, and appointments can be made for other days and times. So whether you're in the market for real estate or looking for an auction company, call 986-8578. Knowledge is power. Taylor Real Estate and Auction.
Projects big or small? Do you really need to call? Yes. Always call 811 before you start any digging projects. Put 811 at the top of your to-do list. 811 will contact your underground utilities to have your lines marked. Then you know where it's safe to dig. When you gamble with safety, you bet your life. Call 811 before you dig. Safety is our top priority. Thanks for trusting the West Tennessee Public Utility District.
Well, the Cats won it 25-24, and here's the recap of the stats by Senior Associate Athletic Director Brad Chappell. Brad?
Thanks, Dave. What an exciting victory for the Bethel Wildcats today, knocking off their second top 8 opponent of the year so far. Let's start with the team statistics. Of course, the score was 25-24 Bethel. First downs, Georgetown had 18 to Bethel's 16. Georgetown had 39 rushing attempts for 114 yards. Bethel had 36 for 32. Georgetown 147 passing yards to Bethel's 325. Georgetown was 10 of 31 with 1 interception in passing. Bethel was 13 of 32 with 2 interceptions. Total offensive plays for Georgetown and total yards was 70 plays for 261 yards, where Bethel was 68 plays for 357 yards. There was 1 interception for Georgetown, returned for 51 yards. There was 1 interception for Bethel, returns for 1 yard. Bethel had 3 fumbles. Georgetown had 1 penalty yardage. Georgetown had 6 for 42. Bethel had 7 for 74. Time of possession, Georgetown 33-24. Bethel 26-02. Third down conversion, third down efficiency, Georgetown was 2 of 15. Bethel was 5 of 17. We talked about in the pregame that Bethel was going to have to be better than they've been. They weren't necessarily better than they've been, but they were better than Georgetown today.
And credit Mike and defensive coordinator Chris Springer. They came in, Georgetown did, 52% on third down conversions. We hold them today at 2 to 15.
13.3% in third down conversions. That's pretty impressive. Our defensive effort was really nice. Fourth down efficiency, Georgetown again 0-3. Our Bethel, however, was 2 for 2, 100%. Another big statistic for the Wildcats. Individual statistics. Nolan Chaubey was 13 of 32 for 325 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Brandon Burgess was 8 of 28 for 94 yards and 1 interception. Rushing leader for Georgetown was Brandon Burgess, who had 15 for 41. Isaiah Cobb had 10 for 39. And Nick Conley had 8 for 14. Rushing for the Wildcats, Nolan Chaubey was 10 for our rushing leader was Anthony Hughes with Deontay Tate was 21 for 74 yards, and Anthony Hughes with 3 for 9 yards. Receiving leaders for Georgetown, you had Aaron Maggart, 2 for 54. You had Isaiah Cobb with 4 for 39. You had Darius Barber with 2 for 34. On the Wildcat side, you had Dooley Aristide with 4 for 136 yards and 2 touchdowns. Huge day by him again. You had Raekwon Wilson with 2 for 37. Deontay Tate, 2 for 78. James Dixon, 3 for 46, with one being the play that got us down in scoring position, and then a 2-point conversion to take the lead at the end of the game. Luis Morales, need to mention him. He was 1 for 1 for field goals. It was a 30-point field goal, or 30-yard field goal, 2 for 2 on extra points. He put us in position to stay in the game there late in the fourth quarter. Josh Edwards for Georgetown had 2 for 2 extra points. Punting, another special teams leader, Caleb Hall. I thought our special teams overall were excellent today. Caleb Hall is definitely an example of that. He had 7 for 264, average of 37 yards. He had some really nice punts. Kickoff returns, Isaiah Cobb had 2 for 62. Darius Barber had 1 for 29. Gabriel Johnson Lowry had 1 for 7. Briley Gooch had 1 for 0 yards. Punt returns, about the same. Interception returns, about the same. Fumbles, we had 3. Georgetown had 1. Defensive leaders for Georgetown, you had Davon Starks had 7 total tackles, 3 solos, 4 assists. You had Peyton Standifer, 4 solos, 2 assists for 6 total. You had DJ White, 3 solos, 3 assists for 6 total. On the Wildcat side, Bethel Wildcats, I mentioned him earlier, Jerwin Young. He had 2 solos and 1 assist for 3 totals. He also had a pass breakup at the end. Fonte Bates had 6 solo tackles. Great day by him. Brody Franks had 3 solos, 3 assists for 6 tackles. And you got Jacoby Griffin. Those 2 guys, I talked about them a lot in the broadcast. Griffin and Franks, they kind of anchor our defense there, and both had big days. Jacoby had 4 solos, 3 assists for 7 7 tackles.
1 and 2 in tackling on the year, and they do that again today. Brad, great job. We're going to move Coach Jasper in to talk to him. I know the Worthy Road Studios folks have to get out here, but great job doing working with you again. With a big win again today. All right, Brad Chappell joins us as on our color analysis on home games, and we're going to move without further ado Coach Jasper in. I know the Worthy Road Studios folks have to get out of here in a few minutes. I want to thank them again for a great job, and we'll mention all of them individually. We're going to move Coach Jasper in and talk to him. And first of all, we'll get him all strapped up here and get him ready to go. And you folks will get a good shot of Coach Jasper right there. He's the better-looking guy of the two that you're seeing here. But we want to thank him, first of all, for always being accommodating before and after games. And, Coach, first of all, congratulations on a hard-fought, thrilling win. And I'm going to get right to the point. Any hesitation, and we'll dissect the other part of the game in a minute, any hesitation on going for the 2 there at the end?
No, sir. Not a bit of hesitation. I called the timeout just so we could talk about it and make sure, they knew where I stood and, because I didn't want any doubt. So we called the timeout just to reassure everybody and know that we had it. And from the jump, as soon as I knew we got down in the red zone, I said, hey, let's slow the ball down, let's score this touchdown and go for 2 and end it.
They don't give up a lot of yards on the ground, and they didn't give up a lot to us. But, boy, what a great job we had with the passing today. You wind up with 325 yards in the air, 32 on the ground. But I guess we'll start, first of all, you hold them being Georgetown. Total offensive plays, 70 snaps for 261 yards. You hold them under 300, you got a chance to beat them. Your defense was outstanding today from start to finish.
Absolutely. I'm proud of those guys. We needed them to keep us in the game, and they did that. They went out there and did their job, and we knew if we could just try to protect the ball in the second half, we'd give ourselves a chance in the fourth.
One thing you and I talked about before the ball game was protect the football. Both teams had a little trouble with that today, but in the end, we capitalized when they made some mistakes.
Absolutely, and that was the biggest difference in the ball game, was trying to capitalize and then stop the bleeding on our end. We don't need to make it that hard.
Sure.
We got a good football team, and if we protect the football and play field position battle, we got a lot of chance to win a lot of games.
Staying with defense for a moment, Sherwin Young only had him with 3 tackles, but, boy, he had some big plays today, and the biggest was that there at the end knocking that pass down.
Absolutely, man. We've been practicing it all day, all week, and all season, and he kept saying, Coach, I'm going to get one, and I'd be darned if we got one when we needed the most.
Chris Bond, again, we had some single coverage out there. He's Johnny on the spot with a big play down here, but every defensive back, I thought, Vontae, everybody played well, and linebackers as solid as always.
Absolutely, man. I can't say enough about that defensive staff and that defensive side of the ball, man. They bring it each and every day in practice, and I know what to expect coming game day.
Coach Springer's getting better and better. Not that he hadn't been good to start with, but more maturity and getting better and better. He's developed into a really fine defensive coordinator.
He's one of the best in the country. I've said it before. We're blessed to have him, man. I think he's a Division I coordinator, and one day I'm sure I have to fight for him, and I hope Brad's ready to pull a pocketbook out.
Yeah, that's exactly right. If you do that, pretty good word in for the SID staff, too.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, you look at the ebbs and flows of the game. Looked like they had the upper hand, 16-7. We come right back. Then they go up 24-17, and we were in a little trouble. I said there was really never any. I mean, the right thing to do, you punted the ball and put the ball back in your defensive hands. And they, again, before we leave them, they made the big stop, held them, and then we get the ball and go 68 yards for the score.
Yes, sir. I knew I had all my timeouts, thank God, and we could just get a punt there. Come on third down, like, hurry up, let's get the play, and the clock was rolling there. But we took care of the football and gave ourselves a chance to flip the field once again and play that field position battle, and it proved to work.
Let's flip up with the offensive side. Chalbay, not a lot of folks knew, was in-house. We kept it pretty quiet here on the radio side, TV side as well. He played with a bad ankle today. He got hurt in the Cumberland's game. A little out of sync in the first half through the interceptions, some bad snaps, which weren't his fault. You went to Yancey, but you had to put him back in. Nothing against Taylor. He's going to be a fine young quarterback for us. But you put him back with Chalbay, and I really liked not only, look, he was 13-32, 325 yards, 2 touchdowns, and some big plays on every drive. We had to have the big plays. But he really kept his composure, I thought, on the snafus. On the one play where he just sort of baseball shoveled the pass to Tate, then Tate did the rest.
Mm-hmm. That's why I felt we needed to get him out, make sure the ankle and foot was okay, and let him regain some composure because he hadn't practiced all week. We had to take care of him, and he came out here and he did exactly what I thought he'd do in the second half. He calmed down and came out and put some drives together for us.
If you look at the paper today, at the stats, 74 yards by Tate, but boy, every 74 of them were big. He has quietly moved up to number 4 in all-time rushing here. No one will ever catch Adrian Smith. And he's got some big names in front of him, Terrence Bell, C-Man, Cordarius Mann. But Tate, he is a big-time player, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a phenomenal player. He's on our leadership council, and he's one of those guys. He's consistent. I've told him to keep plugging. And, heck, he did it today, and those 74 hard-fought yards that we needed at big time. So I mean, it was a testament to who he is each and every day.
And the only other back we brought in, Anthony, I like Hughes a lot, but, I mean, he had to be the workhorse for you today. You're looking at Tate's carries today, 21 carries.
Yes, sir. We needed Ant to come up, step up for us, man. He did, and carried the load for us on some good short yardage down.
Dooley gets hurt. He came back out. Boy, did he make some big plays. I mean, he goes against Bethel, one of the best defenders in the entire country. He, of course, later it was J.D. James Dixon made the big play down here. But the pass he caught for the 69-yarder, he just went up and took it over one of the best defenders in the country.
Absolutely, man. Dooley Aristotle, he is the best in the country when he shows up and plays. And I believe in him, and I think he just got banged up a little bit there. We'll rest him and get him back next week.
J.D. makes big plays too, doesn't he?
J.D.'s phenomenal each and every week.
And then you look, I thought some of the biggest catches today, Wilson, Raekwon had 2 big catches today. And not taking anything away from anyone else, but he had one big catch, I think, really sort of shifted the momentum of the game.
It did. It was a huge play on the yo-yo there. He caught it on the little swing route there. And we know if we can get the ball in that guy's hands, he's pretty dynamic. It's just trying to get it to him.
No doubt about it. A team effort. Special teams, for the most part, really played well, punting, kicking, everything. And then we'd be remiss. I mean, you look back at the field goal that kept us really in the ball game. You sent Morales out there, and he nailed the 30-yarder.
Yeah, he had ice in his vein. He told me, Coach, I'm going to make one. I said, we'll see,
yeah,
man.
He's been 0-3 until that kid.
Yeah, no doubt. He's been 0-3, and, Abbott had the big one last week, and he kind of tussled with me. He said, Coach, get the win at my back in the fourth. And I was like, I don't know. I wanted it in the third, and he was right, and he nailed one for us.
Mike, there was a juncture in the game. If you go back and watch the replay of the game, of course, it'll be on Wildcat Vision. It'll also be tonight on Worthy Road Studios' YouTube channel. They're going to start, and that'll be played a bunch of times. But you go back, and there's one point, and I wasn't being critical. There was one point where it looked like we'd lost our confidence. We had 3 or 4 series in a row. We hadn't done much. You could see the shoulders slumping a little bit. A testament to you, your staff, and the kids. They snapped right out of that and won this ballgame.
Absolutely. We had to be confident in who we are, and we're not worried about anything else. At the end of the day, we're worried about playing Wildcat football and living up to our standards.
Big win today over a guy that you call your mentor, one of your mentors.
Absolutely, man. Bill Cronin, he's one of the greatest. The referees know he's one of the greatest, as you can see today. But he had kind words, as he always does, before and after the game. He's such a mentor to me. He's a blessing, and it feels really good to get one over him. 2
top 10 teams have come in here. You've knocked them both off. Reinhardt was 8, Georgetown 6. We're not even going to look ahead to the 30th because you've got some big road games before then.
Absolutely. As you can see, as long as we protect the football, we'll be okay. But that's the biggest thing. It's us versus us every day. We got to come to work, and we got to suit up every Saturday and play Wildcat football.
Be a little remiss. You had a couple of guys go out with injuries.
Yeah, you got a couple guys banged up. I think I talked to Jason there briefly before I came up. I think we'll be okay.
Okay, good. Congratulations, and one day late from your birthday, but happy birthday, and nice present unwrapped here today.
It's a great present. I appreciate you.
Coach Jasper, as the Cats win this thing 25-24. A couple of things before we want to get out of here. We've got to get out of here in a minute and set up for soccer. We've got a doubleheader at 4:30 and 7 o'clock tonight. Coach Jasper, one of my favorite people. That's okay, Coach. I do that all the time. But we want to tell you in a minute again about Worthy Roads Studios. But I want to thank my team. Amber Lee did a great job on the hot field down there. Austin Childress, Derek Hubble, Braden Nanny. He's called out of the bullpen today. His ball's won big. John is here with us. Bailey's back here with us as well, so we appreciate the entire SID team as well. Tom Yarborough, the great producer in radio, on the radio side. Tom Yarborough, one of the great fans. He's pulling for Alabama tonight over Texas A&M. And my special thanks today to Worthy Road Studios. We do a good job, I think, here with our video presentation, but, boy, they've got us, head over heels or whatever. Boy, what a great production job that Worthy Road Studios does. If you need them, you saw the number flash on your screen quite a few times today, and I have their number as well. Worthy Road Studios, they put it on the BallGame Blitz today. You can also watch it tonight, beginning tonight on Worthy Road Studios, the YouTube channel. They produce broadcast and telecast and broadcast for Bethel, Freed-Hardeman, and Union University. They also do a great job with Jackson Christian, Trinity Christian, Sacred Heart, and Trenton Peabody. And today's broadcast was produced by the executive producer, owner of Worthy Road Studios, Paul Schulte, a great friend of ours, directed by the lovely Summer Sturgis. The cameras, the main camera today, great job by Billy Boland. Great job on the sidelines by Eli Gerard. And the replay operator has been the very talented Christopher Reason. That's going to wrap it up for the entire team here. We've got to get ready for soccer. So we'll just, from the press box, tell you, and you put the face with the name today. If you've ever always wondered what this old hoot looked like, there you have it right there. But again, a special thanks to my entire team, to Tom and to Paul and his team. The happy final again from Wildcat Stadium. The Cats knock off number 8, Georgetown. Jenny Elder, hope you're doing well in Georgetown, and good luck to the Tigers next week when you go to Lindsey Wilson. For the entire team I mentioned a moment ago, for Dime Yarborough, for Paul Schulte, I'm Diamond Dave McCulley. 25-24, the Cats win it. So long, everybody.
You've been listening